Welcome to the Nick and Matt Show, bringing the player interviews you want to hear and the hot topics you want to discuss. Recording live in studio, here's Nick and Matt.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 154, presented by Cosmic Disc Golf. For all your Cosmic needs, go check them out at CosmicDG.com. They have an awesome online website. Go check them out. And they're also located in the Jersey area. And we are going to talk about New Jersey just a little later on. But Matt, episode 154, you are not here in studio.
No, I'm not. Can you guys hear me okay? What's up?
We can.
Yes.
Awesome.
We have the same microphone when we go out on the road, and yours sounds a hell of a lot better than mine does. So that's just an issue.
It's because you're in studio. Everything sounds better in studio.
Yeah.
But I traveled on an airplane today. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. Airplanes are just awesome. Anyways, I traveled to Columbus, Ohio. So if you're in this area, come find me. I'm in a Holiday Inn Express. Just start knocking on all the doors. But just kidding. Don't do that. Columbus, Ohio, out here for work for one day. I get back on the plane tomorrow afternoon and back home. But intern Ben's holding it down there. That's why he's the man. And Evan is here as well. Well, not here in Columbus. That'd be weird. But Evan, how's it going?
Yeah, sure would. Hey, Columbus, that's cool. Brett Hamburg Memorial, like to put it in the disc golf.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know the tournament that you're at, whenever you travel around the country.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. That's how I find the good courses usually. So we have to have Hannah Macbeth some point replay that hilarious moment when she walked from one room to the next and it ended up behind Nick Carl.
Stole my rug.
She's like, "Hey, Nick," and then she goes back to her room and camera, and we're like, "What?" And Evan loses his mind. I think it'd be really cool if one day we're all at the same location, but it looks like Evan's at Evan's, Nick's at Nick's, I'm here, and then like Hannah just walks from room to room, like, "What's up, guys?" And intern Ben, how's it going? You're holding it down there, man. What's up?
It's going good. In match chair once again. Feels good. Every time I sit in this chair, I grow a little hair on my chest, so it feels good.
Nice.
On your chin, maybe your chinny chin.
I'm a man now.
All right.
Anyways.
So, episode 154. Did we shout out Cosmic yet?
We did.
Cosmic's always on screen.
Yes, we did.
No, I guess I wasn't paying attention to your long intro. I was over here taking pictures if you saw. So.
Exactly. No, I held it down.
Well, good. Cosmic gets the love. I see people screenshot the show sometimes and post it up. Like I saw a social media disc golf fanatic post something up and it says presented by Cosmic. I'm like, that's getting a lot of attention, Cosmic. So there you go. We love what Cosmic.
Yeah,
does.
it's funny too because that post was about trophies, which has been the talk of the discussion more than the stellar play at the tournament. The trophies were once again in discussion. We'll probably talk about that in just a little bit.
Yep. Okay. So there is actually quite a few simple topics to talk about tonight before we get into all the world's talk. We are interviewing Ezra Robinson in about 15 minutes. Nate Perkins from DGN, previously touring player, played really well up at Smuggler's Notch, is going to give us some insight into how the rounds are played there. I know it sounds obvious, but like from somebody who's done really well there, I think he shot 10 down plus on Brewster, and he's going to be able to give us insight what players maybe he thinks will stand out on this course and what it takes. But before we get to that, we've been having people message us. We've been seeing it all over the internet. There is a course down in New Jersey that can use everybody's help, and it's simple as an intern Ben. I don't know if you can find this on social media and put it in the show description for YouTube. But the petition, I forget what it's called. It's like Sign Me or whatever it is. It's a link online you can sign. They already have. Maybe? Yeah, you can check it out. Just Google this. It's Stafford Woods Disc Golf. They reached out, not Stafford Woods themselves, but the property people who are involved there, and asked if we would share something on it. So I don't have a quote dog in the fight, except that I like disc golf, and this is a community of disc golfers down in that area who are quite frankly. What was that?
Top 50 in the world course, by the way.
Yeah, and people down there are frankly disheartened. I couldn't imagine. I mean, it's not Maple Hill in the sense of Maple Hill, but if Maple Hill was private or public and someone or some entity was trying to take it away, I mean, I would be maybe losing my mind.
Yeah, right.
So let's help them out and go check it out. Adam Harris on social media is a big part of that course down there and trying to get it preserved. He has shared on his social media the best ways to do that. I know it's in our hearts sometimes to go and like leave bad reviews on the neighbor who people are speculating is trying to be the guy getting rid of the course, but I don't know if I'd encourage you all to go write bad reviews on his company. Reach out to Adam Harris or sign the petition and let the people on the ground there really push hard to do it. Ask them how you can help. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that. Any quick thoughts on that?
No,
Guys?
I think just, it's a bummer. It's the number 1 rated course in New Jersey. And so we don't want to see something like that get taken away. It's also previously hosted very large tournaments. I think a Silver Series even at one point.
Sure did.
Matteo, did he win that one?
Correct.
Yeah,
Matteo and
Matteo
took it down.
That's
Matteo's
right.
only disc golf pro tour win, which
Wait, is that considered a pro tour win, Evan?
Oh God, how are we getting into this topic?
The pro tour runs it, so yes.
Exactly.
I'm busting on the foundation guys. That they're back and forth with like he doesn't have any wins, and people are like, "What?" Losing their minds, and now I'm just busting. It's just all in fun.
Yeah. I give him a hard time about not winning elite or major sometimes. I mean, maybe not a hard time, but at least try to share the stats.
Mm-hmm.
But he has won a silver, so he almost won it this past weekend, but did not. We'll talk to the real winner. Not that sounded weird too, but we'll talk to the winner.
Geez, savage.
Mattio's in contention. Yeah, I don't mean it like that. I'm sorry, Nick. Finish up your thought, but then I want to say something quick too.
No, just realistically, go on social media. You can find plenty of ways to be able to help out the course in Jersey. If it was in your local area, you would want the support from the outside areas. So do the same. Help them out.
Yeah, and all I want to say is this course is very close to Philadelphia, a big city center. I mean, I don't know how far it is from downtown, but it's somewhere that a lot of people who live in Philadelphia and the metro area can go play a great course. We need more of those courses in disc golf. We have a lot of awesome courses in maybe more Midwest, but in Metro, Atlantic, Northeast, it's hard to get great courses so close to city centers. So I think this one's really important to disc golf and so many of the players in that Philadelphia region. Sure, they have other courses, but this one's a great one, and a lot of players play here. So I think it would be fabulous if disc golf is able to keep this in the ground.
Yeah, we regularly have about 15,000 listeners here to our show. Imagine, I'm sure some of you have already signed it, but if everyone who hears this went and signed it, I mean, show the property, show the people in charge of the property there, how many people all over the country and world care. All right, moving on from that, there was an event. Wait, was there an event that happened?
Yeah, I know, right?
An actual disc golf pro tour event.
Mm-hmm.
So
there was. Who said so?
No, I just feeling like my questioning is going to make people be like, "Oh, that's offensive to the winners," which I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to say that, like, man, maybe it's the fact I was getting ready to travel, this and that, and Worlds is right around the corner, but there was not very much talk, hype. We do have winners from that event, and they're going to go down in history as a winner of a disc golf pro tour event. So congratulations to them.
Yeah.
But do you feel the same way? Like, did you feel the same way? I didn't even watch any of the coverage, and I there's a few times I tried to, but like it didn't happen. So like, do you feel the same way, guys?
So I think I have a pretty solid excuse. I played the West Virginia Open up at Pawpaw, or I should say down in Pawpaw, West Virginia, and absolutely amazing. I'll talk a little bit more on that a little bit later, but you're on pretty much the side of a mountain on these two beautiful courses. And there is zero service, anything like that. And it was wonderful to just take a break from the cell phone in general for the whole weekend. And so I knew nothing of what was going on until Sunday afternoon, about 3 or 4 o'clock, when I finally got service again and was driving home. And that's when I found out all the winners and everything like that.
Nice. Evan.
Yeah, it's good to have disc golf on every weekend on the Disc Golf Network, but sometimes it's tough, and it's sandwiched between a playoff event and the World Championships. A lot of players are trying to get to Vermont early, so it was the weakest Disc Golf Pro Tour silver event of the year for both divisions, even considerably weaker than the wraparound tournaments, which were not even a full stacked silver event either.
You're talking about the strength of field.
The strength of field, yeah, sure. I am, yes. That's going back to field of strength was in my mind there. Yeah, I know. So you got it right there, Matt. Nice job.
I know, and you stumped me for a second. I'm like, I'm sure I said it right.
It wasn't there. I mean, we're getting new people on league cards, which is cool. I mean, we can talk about the winner, Chantel Badinsky of Canada. It's debated, but I think it's fair to call it Canadian's first Disc Golf Pro Tour winner. People are going to say Simon has a Canadian passport, but I think in sports, you really got to layer it down to one nationality. Simon considers himself German. It's hard, it's like you don't track all these dual
I claim
passports and other things.
citizenship and all.
Look,
I don't know.
he
Simon can
claims-
say it himself too. We
He
can ask
claims
him.
as a European, he plays for Team Europe. The times that he's been
Sure does.
over, the pond over at the European Open and the President's Cup. So I'm siding with Evan on this one. But I did see the people say, "Oh my gosh, the Pro Tour forgot about Simon Lizotte already, as he just won an event the week before." But
Yeah,
I'm like,
which-
It happens
stop.
every time.
Yeah,
Who could remember about Simon Lizotte's nationality? No one
Every
can mess
time
with that
Canada
like that,
gets
I
brought up,
promise you.
it's happened.
Yeah, that's a joke. Everyone's messed that up before. It's tough to track.
exactly.
But a lot of new names, and sometimes that's a cool thing. And you know what, Matt, you said it, or Nick, you said it. I forget who said it, but they're going to go down in history as still a disc golf pro tour winner at the silver level, no matter what. For different types of rankings, it might not matter as much, but for disc golf pro tour points, it matters. And I will say, I think a lot of players could have benefited if you haven't played all three of your silver events, or if you have a weak finish at a silver event, you could have got a pretty easy top 5 or top 10 if you're a tour level player. It should have been an easy place to get points to move up, and that tour championship's looking awfully tight this year. We'll see a lot of movement for Worlds, the one more silver event to end the year, and MVP Open, but I think there could have
Elite
been more
event,
players
not
playing
silver.
it. There's a Discmania Open.
Oh, I thought you were calling the MVP Open an elite, silver event, and I was just like,
No,
Evan, the disrespect.
Sorry, I see how I kind of switched up how I was referring
It's
to
all
him, so
good.
I understandable. My bad there.
Yeah.
But yeah, MVP Open being the final playoff event. So I think a lot of players could have got more points, would have been beneficial for them. But I think there's a question to be had of what's the best plan long term for an event the weekend before Worlds. We saw silver last year before DDO. I forget which one was exact. I think it might have been Kansas City. But no, maybe that was just an A tier last year. I would need to look it up. I'm pretty sure we had a silver event the weekend before Worlds, and it was in the Midwest. And I think it was kind of similar. But now that I think about it, I think it was just the A tier. It was Kansas City wide open, and it wasn't a silver. So I go back on myself there. But I heard the idea of, it'd be really cool, like a more of a fun level par 3 tournament. That's what they do at the Masters. They do. In golf, it means a little bit more to have a par 3 tournament. In disc golf, it's more of old school or local course, but something fun like that. And they have mixed doubles. They could totally film that and set that up on the weekend before and film it live. Excuse me. Of course, there's post produced. But yeah, I think there's fun options, and I might like to see a double week of Worlds. But there's tons of things you can do. I will say, and I'm going a little long here, my bad, guys. Rochester showed up, and Rochester, New York, where the event was, tons of fans, and they embraced having a Disc Golf Pro Tour event, even though they had a limited field of notable players. They still were excited to see the players they saw. So very cool and a historic event. So I thought that was awesome.
In transition out of that topic, I was just going to wrap it up with what you kind of just led it to, is it's a bummer for the locals and all the tournament staff who honestly had a lot of these players signed up who then dropped out. No fault, obviously, for taking the bigger event into consideration. Hey, we're going to Worlds. I'm going to drop out. I've decided that just doesn't make sense for me. But like for the event and staff and all that, it makes for a tough time. But shout out, they did a fantastic job. The event's worthy of it. It's not, that's not the issue here. So I'm sure they'll be taken in consideration. Jeff Spring, the Disc Golf Pro Tour, they always do good at getting feedback, adjusting for the next years. They usually do. So I support that.
And there's post-produced coverage on it, which I'm actually excited to watch because I played Parma maybe back in 2016. So about 7 years ago. And, I'd love to see how it's come in those 7 years. But we've got about 5 minutes, and I'm going to briefly run through this event. Normally it's Evan doing this, but since none of us did our homework this week,
just give us the top 3 in each one. Just give us the top 3 in each one.
Pretty much exactly what we're doing. But Ezra Robinson winning the event, shooting 31 down. They don't have a projected payout or what he made at this event. Maybe we can ask him later.
We'll ask him.
But 31 down for him. Matteo, 25 down, another second place at a Silver Series event, another podium. Matteo, such an incredible player. Doesn't always get the win, though. And then for the third place, rounding it out, is Connor Rock. And Connor Rock is out of Lakeside, Arizona. And got third place at this event. He shot 15 down. So that was the kind of wild discrepancy that I saw this weekend was Ezra 31 down, then 25 down, and then 15, 13, 12, 11, 10. 9, 9, 9, 8. So like the scoring that Ezra was able to do at this event was insane. especially with a 1092 rated final round. And then for the FPO side, Chantel Budinsky, the Canadian that we were just talking about. And I think, Matt, you had said it earlier, but Miss Frisbee's on YouTube. I briefly got to meet her in Nashville when I was playing a practice round with Simon. And then
she have the purple hair, right?
Yes.
Purple hair,
Yeah.
blue hair.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Colleen
Pretty
McInnes and Holly Finley rounding out your top three. Ellen Widboom also was in a tie for third place. And, you know, that's pretty much it. We're going to talk to Ezra actually
Someone just
about the
messaged
event.
We got fans messaging us, or at least that's what's coming up. $3,000 for Ezra was projected.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I
Is that
will
more than
say
Beaver
it-
State Fling? Was Beaver State like
We'll find out.
2,500 or something like that? I don't know. I could be
I'm
wrong.
not
We were just
pulling
talking
up in
about
a
that
second,
earlier this
but-
year, just silver payouts.
I watched a little bit of Connor Rock. I watched Friday. I didn't get to watch either of the weekend days, but saw a little bit of him, and it didn't click until you just said his name right now. But he is considered a Disc Golf Pro Tour rookie. Connor Rock, that is. He moved up to third place in the rookie point standings, which isn't. It's not a 1-for-1 on the Rookie of the Year race. That's now a vote. I think both media and fan. I think it's 50-50. Don't quote me on that.
Who's in first place right now for that?
So it's interesting because of those Euro Tour events counting to silver events. Of course, they only keep the top three. Hjalmar Fredriksson is leading. He had a good finish at PCS and I believe European Open as well. So he has 192 points, almost 40 points more than Luke Taylor, who's in second. Connor Rock moves up to third. You have Joey Buckets, Joseph Anderson in fourth. And then Aiden Scott, and then Jake Wolf in sixth, who moved up 5 spots.
Nice.
He is the notable forehand,
Massive
tomahawk,
forehand, tomahawk,
dominant player.
Insane. Arm falling off when I watch it.
Yeah, not too much movement on the FPO side. I don't know if any of the top players were rookies, but they're at least not in the top of the rookie points. Silva Sarinen's leading that by 37 points over Rachel Turton, who is leading considerably over Caroline Henderson. So remember, Caroline Henderson had a really big start to the year. She's been a little quiet since. I think she's been off the tour dealing with a finger injury, but 2 Europeans leading 1 and 2. So it'll be interesting how that shakes out and how people decide to vote for it too, because, you know, when you bring in the human element, it might be like, hey, do we consider, I mean, Hjalmar is a teenager, so they might be willing to vote for him, but like Silva Saarinen and Rachel Turton, you know, now that they're playing Disc Golf Pro Tour event, as far as points and a few Disc Golf Pro Tour events. I know Silva Saarinen came over earlier this year to play a handful of events in the US, but do you consider them rookies? You know, people had the whole thing about Juliana Korver winning Rookie of the Year a few years back, and they didn't like that. And so our Europeans is kind of the same deal, who are established and then coming over to this tour. So I think we'll leave all that to the end of the season, but it is an interesting thing to follow.
Nice.
Okay.
Hold on, man. I'm going to cut you off really quick. Ben, is there any way that I can get the chat on my screen, please? And when you go up on YouTube, make sure the volume's off. Hey,
you can help out Nick. Ben, there you go. You can help out Nick. He could pull it up on that other screen.
No,
though, Ben,
he got it perfect.
Also, Ben, just drag his go on Nick full screen for a second. Drag his green screen over just a hair, because look at the right now over your other shoulder,
right there. So go.
Show everyone the magic. Lower that. No, okay. He's gonna fix it up. Watch it. Boom. Perfect.
Ooh,
there we go.
It didn't even look like he moved it. That's amazing.
Yeah, look at that.
Looks like he just bent down and then
he moves it.
Is it a rare thing that I ever 2 weeks in a row have the same background? I swear.
No, it's rare.
I never had the same background.
We should have took a screenshot of his gym background and just put it on the green.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know. Okay, but seriously, there's 2 little things I want to say. We'll take 2 minutes to do, but first of all, you guys will be surprised to hear I am starting to round the corner on not caring about ratings.
Whoa.
And when I say that, I mean specifically on I'm going with like even round ratings at this point. I'm starting to move around the corner on it. I still think they're a general guideline for how somebody played, but here's why I'm rounding the corner. I don't like feeling like, oh, you know, a 1050 on a course and a 1075 on a course, they could be like the same. So here's how I feel. And depending on the field and all that, we've talked about it. This is all I'm saying, because we're not going to break this down right now. Maybe like a grade scale, like between 1,000 and 1,050 is like a B or a B plus, like generally giving ranges. So that way you can be like, dude, they played a B round. I'm making up how we'd grade it, but like you could say like that's the range they played. So that way you feel like It's not, oh my, how did Paul get 1 point higher than so-and-so? It wasn't a better round. Like, no, dude, let's just lump them all in on a grading system. That's anyways, that we could go on. I don't know why I'm getting there, but I'm starting to get there. That's just where I'm just being honest with the listeners.
Before we bring in Ezra, we're going to bring that up later because I want to talk about that with West Virginia when I talk a little bit about West Virginia later. So
Okay.
we're gonna bring up a little ratings talk tonight. Unfortunately, it's a subject that we all just
Okay, maybe.
love talking
West
about.
Virginia.
Maybe we will.
Anyways.
And then the other one,
World starts
the
in
other
2
one-
days, and we got to talk about ratings.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
cutting you
sorry.
off because the other one here, and this is just basic news, but worth sharing. The Disc Golf Pro Tour had mandated budget cuts and 4 employees from the, what I'll call more or less the content creation side. You may have heard the name Jamie Thomas. He was the content design, I believe, manager, is how you would say that. Or not design, content development manager. And others. Corey Morell, you might recognize that name. And then I recognize other names from there. So they no longer are employed there, which is obviously a bummer for them. I'm sure the Disc Golf Pro Tour didn't want to do this, but their hand wasn't forced. I'm not trying to say that. I mean, well, maybe their hand was forced. I don't know their financial situation. We know that was obviously a struggle for them. Like finances, that was a big part of why they did the whole United series and everything else. So just throwing it out there. It's something to think about. I don't know what it's going to look like going forward. It's the end of the year-esque, you know what I mean? We're getting close, so maybe they're just making plans for what the future looks like. I don't know what that is. Just throwing it out there. And then finally, stay tuned, everybody. One of these future episodes between now and probably the next month, we're giving away 2 pairs of VIP US DGC. Holy smokes, that was a lot of letters. VIP, very important person, United States Disc Golf Championship tickets. That's awesome. We appreciate that the US DGC has gifted those to us to give away to you. We value that people see there's value here in giving away tickets. So stay tuned. We're going to come up with a way to do that, and it's probably going to be during a live episode. So stay tuned. All right. There we go. So let's go ahead. If you're ready, I think you're ready, Ben. So if that's the case, yeah, there it is. Let's go ahead and welcome to the show, Ezra Robinson.
Ezra Robinson, can you hear us?
Ezra?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, we hear you
Oh,
too.
he
And
hears
funny
us.
enough,
He's
he's even got the
taking
AirPods in. Usually we have bad luck with the AirPods, but it seems like they're working right now.
I had
So
him do the Hey Evan sound check, and
Nice.
I could hear him.
nice.
So we've had on your brother a small handful of times. And I don't usually go out of my way to point this out. I don't know if we've ever done this, but I think when we had him on the show the first time, Idlewild win, I said, who's better, you or your brother? And he said, me. However, now I'm setting it up to say what I've seen out of you at Northwoods, and this is just from my perspective as a humble consumer of disc golf, was so impressive that I was blown away. And I said, how have I not been aware of your skill level? So something between then and now and what you're continuing to do, and then this win. So tell us, how does this win feel, and have you been performing your best in the last few months?
Man, yeah. I'm still over the moon about this win. I've been playing pretty decent since Portland, and just for it to click and for me to finally get the win, I was in contention at the Des Moines Challenge, and then also again at Ledgestone. And I was like, you gotta get one, and I finally got one. So that just completes the season for me.
Hold on one second. That was good. I got you after that part. Ben, I've told you how to do this, so you didn't fix it yet. Go into his audio settings in the control panel.
Yep.
And turn off the echo cancellation. It's under one of those drop downs under his calling.
Every 7 seconds when you're talking, Ezra, this very, very deep voice kind of just plunges in really quick. And so it's actually hilarious to listen to, but we want to make sure that everyone hears you crystal
Did you find
clear.
that, Ben?
Yeah, on video. Yeah, he's good.
Okay, go ahead, Ezra.
It should be good. If it's not, we'll go again. But so you've been playing well. You got this win. So you feel like you're playing your best.
Yeah, no, this is my first full year on tour, and it is going way better than I expected. Is my sound doing well?
Yeah,
now?
you're killing it.
Good. Okay, perfect. yeah, so it's just been way more than I expected, because I quit my real job, um, uh, to take a chance and go on tour, and it's working out. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm ending well. And what was the other half of your question?
Well, I had mentioned, so I'd the win, obviously. How does that
hmm
feel? It's the first one at a pro tour, your first year touring. Like, how does this one settle with you?
It feels great. I know a lot of the field that is normally at these events weren't, because of worlds and everything. But I don't feel like it takes away from my win. A win is a win, and it's really hard to win out at the pro tour. So it feels really good, and just yeah, I just don't have a word. It just feels amazing, and I'm still over the moon about it. So
You
I
played
want
well,
to, yeah.
but you were also smarter than everybody else. I mean, Nick chooses the events by the fields too. He's like, I
Yeah.
want to go win a pro tour. Nick
I mean,
looks at me funny.
dude. So, well, I was just about to say this. Like, what was that event classified as? Right, a Silver Series, a Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series event. Ezra Robinson is now a winner on the Disc Golf Pro
Yes.
Tour. I don't care if no one showed up. If he went and played that event, and it's a Disc Golf Pro Tour event, he won it. He's a Disc Golf Pro Tour champion. Now, obviously, that's never going to happen where no one shows up. But, you know, a week before Worlds, you got people traveling. They want to get to Worlds a little bit early and get the practice in. But a win is still a win. Whether it's an A tier, B tier, C tier, you get to say you won this specific event. You won a Silver Series event. And so for everyone saying, you know, oh, weak strength of field and everything like that, are
Who's
all
saying
those,
that,
all
Nick?
those people.
Who's
No,
saying
no,
weak
I'm just
strength
wondering,
of
like,
field?
all those people
Matty-
saying that are just
Matty-
people that
Matty
are never
O was
going to
there.
win
Like-
on the Pro Tour.
Yeah, Matty O was there. That I don't care. To your point, Nick, and to what Ezra was saying, like, I don't care. You're a winner. You had to earn it, as you said, Ezra.
Plus, his brother
It's
just said
something
in the chat.
something I'm never
Yeah.
going to do, and that's actually probably more of a diss, like me trying to compare myself to never even doing it. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
But his brother just said
But-
too, he was like, no one was beating Ezra this week. I mean, dude popped off a 1092 rated final round. And I don't care if you don't like the ratings or not. If someone says you shot a 1090 rated round, you absolutely filleted a course. And not many people are doing that week in and week out, which, you know, you pretty much did this past weekend. I mean, you won the event by 6 over third or second place, and then third by 16. Is that what it was?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have to ask the question.
okay.
Be as honest as possible. The competitor, and you might not let this happen, but like,
Okay.
who's the better player, you or your brother?
I was going to ask this.
And
Who's better right now?
Don't worry about
Yeah.
being mean here. Like, be honest and transparent with your perspective.
Man, okay. I would say right now.
Yes.
Dang, he's gonna kill me. I would have to say me based on the last 5 tournaments.
There you go.
And
Let's
like
go.
having to win, you know, is all the more motivation, and you know, just I know I can do it now, and he should be scared.
Dude,
So
again, kudos to you. The performance I saw at Northwoods, which I'm so glad they're able to broadcast, and I'm glad you're able to be on
Yeah.
the lead card. Did you feel like you were playing out of your mind, or were you just like, dude, everything's going right, or like what? Because I remember like it was just amazing play by you.
yeah, no, I felt like I was playing well. In the past years, I've shot like I think the year before I don't think I cashed. I think
Mhm.
I went like +9 and +4 out there. So like it felt really good to get a grip on the course, and I felt like I was playing pretty good. Maybe not out of my mind, but just hitting consistent shots and not getting into a lot of trouble. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
The chat's
was,
making me laugh right
it was
now
good.
because your brother and Alden are in the chat, and I'm just gonna every so often keep popping it up. But Isaac goes, "Did I not destroy you at D-Glow?" And then Alden goes, "Even I beat you at D-Glow." So
Oh no.
you know, you got people saying
We're
you're
gonna go
prettier.
back.
You know,
Well,
yeah. So Jordan
we're gonna
Lynn's
go
earlier said
back
the younger
after the
brother is
Idle
always
Wild
better, or
Run.
the younger siblings always better. So we got some
100%.
yeah, pretty good chat going on right now.
And just real quick to Alden, with the next ratings update, I'm definitely passing him. Just saying.
Ooh, there we
So-
go.
He's
That-
only 2 ahead of me.
Yeah.
So
They're going to be little keyboard warriors right now. They're
Yeah.
going to start getting back at you, but you're live on the Nick and Matt show. So
Yeah.
we'll take the clip from back when Isaac was on after Idlewild, and I said, who's better? And he'll say him. Then we'll take this clip and we'll say who's better, and you say you, and we'll make a reel out of it. And we'll let the people
there
decide.
you go.
Exactly.
We'll let the people decide. So
That'll work.
Worlds, are you up at Smuggler's Notch right now?
I am. I got there today.
Okay.
What do you think of it?
And
Yep.
how many times have you played up there? Yeah. What do you think?
I've been up here once, and it was 3 years ago, and I played the course with 2 discs.
Oh,
Nice.
So,
Probably not the best decision, but we'll give it to you.
no, it was all I had. But I played majority of Brewster, I think, today, and I love it. I love it. It's perfect. Every hole I can throw my green F1 that I've been throwing all over Northwoods, all over last week, and that's danger for everybody else, hopefully.
Yeah. You said you could pretty much throw it on every hole. You lean on it heavily, especially in the woods.
Yes, especially in the woods.
So you're going into Worlds, you just had a win, you just got through the majority of Brewster. So have you played Fox Run before?
Again, only with 2 discs.
Okay.
So
All right.
That's all right. Fox Run's the best course in the world, hands down, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So
I've
not-
watched a lot of coverage.
yeah. What tell me this, and I got one funny question first, and then I got a more serious question. But I'll ask the funny one first. Are you guys the best brother duo in disc golf right now?
Oh snap.
By far.
Yeah.
By far.
I
Right
can't-
now, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think definitely now. Maybe about a year ago, maybe. I think the Sextons could have given us a run. The Ulibaris probably. But after this year, then nobody's catching us.
All right,
Yeah.
so I need to somehow make this happen, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I literally want to have a siblings, like the Mandahano sisters, the Lins twins. I want to get all these siblings, and I want a massive competition. I want to decide who is the best sibling combo, because, I mean, Paul Macbeth, no slouch in disc golf. His brother is also a great, more local player. But you can't count out Paul.
Nick,
just in
can we
general.
modify it?
Sure.
Can we modify it to like mixed family doubles? So like it could be a father son, it could be brothers,
Father
it could
son?
be
Yeah.
like
Who's
mother,
the best father son
daughters.
duo? Who's the best father daughter duo? Mother son, mother daughter. I
There you
mean,
go.
like, shoot, Culver Allen's mom plays disc golf.
The
They might be the best
options
mother
are
son duo.
limitless.
They are. And now for my real question. What has it been the last few events that, and I guess kind of this year in general, that your game has just clicked? You're, growing into an incredible player. Finally got the Silver Series win. Like, what? All of a sudden, I feel like you just popped off. Where'd this come from?
Yeah, so the first half of the year, I really lacked confidence. I was really doubting that I should even be out here. I had a pretty decent job at home, and so it was a big step to drop that and take a chance. And so that was kind of like that definitely played into some of my first few rounds. Where it's just like, oh, if I don't make this putt or make this shot, then I'm not making as much money as I could, and then I might not be able to stay out here. But once I kind of got over that, it started clicking, and then I started practicing a lot more, and then it just got so comfortable, and it would seem like I could hardly shoot a bad round, and then the momentum just keeps going forward and forward, and yeah, so that's been just more practice and more confidence, more
Nice.
faith in myself, I guess.
No, hell yeah.
Did you pick up disc golf the same time, like as a family, like as Isaac? We know of Isaac better than you, based off of, again, recency bias, but now it's kind of starting to switch. Watch out, Isaac. Did you guys pick it
Yeah.
up about the same time?
We did, and he will tell you as well. He did not like it as much as I did
Mhm.
growing up. I would always want to go out to play. He would always stay home, or not want to go. But then I think our competitive drive. He was like, all right, I'm tired of losing. So he stepped up his game, and he could always throw further than me growing up. So I would rely on my up shots, and I would have to, all that. But like once he got rolling, I got rolling, and then we just kept it going ever since. And we've had many a good Georgia Georgia C tier battles.
Mhm.
But yeah, we picked it up about the same time. But
What's your travel situation like when you're out on the road right now? Are you van lifing? You said this is your first year fully on tour. You quit your real job. Are you van lifing, flying? What are you doing?
yeah, so we bought a van, and we lived out of it for the first half of the year, and then now we started doing like host homes.
Mhm.
So we'll like make a post in the Facebook pages for the disc golf communities for the next tournament, and then people will offer like as a bedroom or something like that. And the van just got pretty small, and like we we're tired of going to Planet Fitness every day to shower and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So and I'm traveling with my wife, so that's a big part of it too. You know, two people in such a small area is
And
a little overwhelming.
yeah, no, definitely. And speaking of the post that you're talking about, I actually just saw it on the way over here in the Massachusetts disc golf page your wife had posted. So for any of our Massachusetts listeners around the Maple Hill area, if you got a spot at your house, hit up the Robinsons. Go check out the post on Massachusetts disc golf. It's there. I would happily host you. I think I already have like 8 people at my parents' house right now, and it's good.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it gets more and more cramped every single year. But we have a cookout, so you'll have to come to the cookout and hang out. But
absolutely, I would love to.
yeah, well, just a night of not having to cook. That's always been our biggest thing. Is we want to give the touring players just time to relax. What's your practice like when you're out on the road right now touring?
Yeah, just like after each practice round, I'll putt for a while, and then depending, I really have it down now to where I can tell in a practice round what shots aren't working for me and what like I need to practice. So if like my up shots are terrible in my practice rounds, then I'll go practice those. If I, you know, just I pick and choose what I practice now. So that's really saved a lot of time, and I feel like hitting like the main points in my game that need work. So yeah, I just try to do that after every practice round.
All right. So we don't know a lot about your contract situation because you weren't like a large, big player getting that announced where everyone's chomping at the bit. The more you start playing and shining at these tournaments, the more that starts coming up, obviously, for players to be like, hey, like, maybe I earn or deserve more. Like, do you have a current contract, and like when is that set to expire, and even consider negotiations going forward?
Yeah, so yes, I am in a current contract, and I have to finish out this year, then I have one more year. So I'll be free in 2025. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And I
Yeah.
mean, so great start for you then. I mean, to start really demonstrating consistency, that will lead to a much larger contract. So
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, you keep it up, and next year you're able to keep doing that. You are with Prodigy, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. All I can say is it was a big weekend for Prodigy, with obviously Chantel, another Prodigy teammate over there, and you taking it down. How can people support you while you're out on tour? I have to believe there's got to be a way. Selling discs, or what else can they do?
Yeah, so yeah, first of all, just following me on social media. I only do Instagram really. Um, and then like I normally carry around some like custom stamp discs and stuff. But I am in the works with a little retail store, Ozark Mountain Discs, and we're coming up with like a signature stamp kind of thing for my win. So and then I think Prodigy is gonna be dropping something soon. So
Very cool.
just be on the lookout for that. And yeah, and then oh yeah,
Whoa.
Oh
we
no,
lost
his
you.
phone flipped
Hold
the
on.
camera
You
sideways.
flipped your phone.
It flipped.
His
So
camera flipped.
hold
He
on,
can't
Isaac.
hear
Can
us.
you hear us? Hold on. Wait. There we go. Can you hear
He
me?
can't hear us. No, he's not hearing us. Take
Ezra,
him down,
yeah.
Ben, for a minute.
Do you hold on
Take
one
him
second,
down.
Ezra?
Can
Do you have
hear
his
us? Give
number
a
or
thumbs up.
Instagram?
No.
Instagram.
Right.
You want me to call him?
Okay. Yeah. Give him a quick text over Instagram. Just tell him to
take
jump out
down
and come
the
in.
interview.
Bye, Ezra.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
No, like just take down like go to 2
Yeah.
uppers, 3 up. Evans. Go 3 up if you can. All right. So
I had one final
see if
good
we can get
question
him
for
come
him
back.
too.
Yeah, we'll
Can
see
you
if we can
call
get
on
him to come
Instagram? Is
back.
that a thing?
Yeah, I'll call him.
Yeah, try calling him on Instagram really quick. I have a question, actually. I was thinking about this earlier today. Why did they say West by God, Virginia? Does anyone know?
Hello?
You ever heard
I
that
don't know.
saying?
Do not know.
I got him on the phone.
I've never-
Are we just doing it phone?
No.
Okay.
Just tell him to.
He could do it through the microphone. That's fine.
No, just tell him to
We're
jump
just
out and
pretty
come
much-
back
Just
into the
come back
link.
into the link that I sent you.
Yeah, true.
Thank you.
And don't
Yeah,
flip his
that'll
phone.
work.
And don't flip your phone.
Oh,
Okay, bye.
chat. I'll ask
We
you
were
guys this
literally
before
in the
everyone comes
close
back
out of
on.
it.
But why do they say West by God, Virginia? Is that like a good thing to say, or I don't know? I've seen people post and they say like
That
West
sounds like-
by God, Virginia, but the people
That
saying it are
sounds
saying
like
it in
a
a good
historical-
way.
Yeah, it sounds like thank goodness we're not Virginia anymore. I
I
have
don't
no
know,
clue.
but that's what I want to know. Like one of my friends posted, and he was like, I got stuck in West by God, Virginia. Things could be worse though. Technically, because he loves that place. Ezra, can you
I
hear
think
us?
he was probably just literally saying like
Yes.
Okay.
in
We're back.
West by God, Virginia.
Yeah, I don't know, but
All right.
Ezra, we are good to go. You can hear us now.
Yes.
Okay, cool. When you flip your
That
phone
was
like
weird.
that,
You flipped
sometimes it just
silent.
randomly cuts out the AirPods. We still don't know why. But anyways,
That's all
I guess my final question that I wanted to ask you was, you're a Georgia native. You started playing disc golf in Georgia. And we're kind of hitting that East Coast swing now. Actually, we are hitting that East Coast swing coming from the Midwest. Is this, in your eyes, kind of the best part of the season? Do you think they're the best courses, or are you a fan of playing the big golf courses?
No, I really like East Coast. I like playing some golf courses, but like when you're playing against like like all those guys who can just throw so far, so consistent, and I throw decently far enough to be all right, but I can't do it that far in every shot. No, it's just not my game.
How far flat ground do you think you
But,
throw?
I don't even know.
Hold on,
I need
hold
to
on.
measure it.
Wait, did he say a number? Did
No.
you say a number?
No.
Okay.
No.
This is the 30-second version of Judge That Disc Golfer. Get the
Nice,
chat
let's
in on
go.
this. Chat, we're gonna ask him the question how far he can throw a disc. You have to answer in the chat. Whoever's closest, get pride. That's all it
Yeah.
is. We're not gonna go
We'll say
prize for this one.
you're
But-
awesome.
So we used to ask people all the time, and we may bring the segment back, Judge That Disc Golfer, but we're doing that for Ezra right now. Intern Ben, come up with a number, Ezra. You got a number in your head? What are you gonna say? Come up with a number. If we said how far can you throw? Okay, you got a number?
Yeah, I got it.
We're not going to measure it. We're just looking for your answer. So, intern Ben,
Okay.
what do you say?
Max distance? I
No,
don't,
it's
okay.
how far can he throw?
475. Farther than Isaac.
475.
I was
I'm
gonna say,
going. I'm going.
That's all it is.
Alden said further than Isaac, and then Isaac said 550. So I'm going with like
I was going to say
538.
525.
Yeah.
Oh,
538 for Nick. 525 for me. What do you say, Evan?
550 is my guess. If Alden's saying that, I think Ezra's going to go higher. So I'm going to say 570.
No, he can't change his answer. Whatever it was, Ezra.
Oh,
tell
that's
us what your
true.
answer
I'll
was
stick
in
with
your head.
570. Who cares? I'm going to be
Okay.
right.
My answer was 495.
No,
Oh,
get
wait,
out, dude.
did I
I
get it?
heard you just parked a 520-foot hole at this course. Was it
So-
downhill?
Was I right?
It was a roller.
Wait,
It was a
were you?
roller.
I think you
Well,
were
yeah,
closer
there you
by
go. There's your
5
max
points then.
distance. It's a roller, I guess.
I was right. 475. I was the closest.
No, he said 495. I said 525. You won by 5 if my math's quick. Okay.
I should have said like 497 and a half.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
oh,
right.
What the?
Imagine a
Wait.
tiebreaker on
Ugh.
judging distance. Anyways, Ezra, we've taken up enough of you guys' time. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Best of luck at Worlds. We're very, very excited to get you back on the podcast soon. We want to know more about you and kick some ass up there. Enjoy it now that you don't only have 2 discs.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Exactly.
We'll see you around in our neck of the woods here soon too. And I've sent out a few messages seeing your requests for the local area. So hopefully you find a spot too. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
have a
Sweet.
good one, and
Take
we'll
it
be
easy,
rooting
Ezra.
for you up at World, man.
Awesome.
Take
Thank
it
you guys so
down,
much.
bro.
Peace.
We'll do.
All right.
Talk
Talk to you.
See you guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
All right, everybody.
If he says
That
he
was
only throws
Ezra.
495, dude, I'm throwing like 370 right now.
Yep.
I think I'm
Legit.
throwing like 260. Ooh.
I want to do,
rough
and maybe
times.
it'd be a bad idea, but I think it could be a really fun idea. I'm going to bring out my rangefinder, and I'm going to do a tournament. It's not like fully a distance tournament. It's saying how far you can throw, and I got to come up with some system that makes it so people want to throw as far as they can, but they also have to get say how far they can throw.
Mhm.
So like you know what I mean? They're like, I can throw, and they have
Yeah.
to say before they go, and then they have to do it.
So
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
I just want to, and this is kind of directed at Lance B. You just posted on our YouTube chat saying, no Miss Frisbee, what a crime. Every single event that we have, we try to get both winners on every single week. Now, it doesn't work out like that. Fortunately, we are usually able to get one of the two winners.
Unavailable, Worlds practice
Unavailable.
round.
She's practicing Worlds right now. So we weren't able to get her on. But anyone that wins and we don't get them on right after the event, we do consistently try to get them on. I mean, shoot, look how long it took to get Kristen Tatar on. I think she won like 40 events before we actually got her on. So anyways, we did really try to get her on, but she's practicing right now, which, not gonna lie, is a damn good excuse because they're up in
Makes
Virginia,
sense.
or excuse me, Vermont, and it's the most heavenly place to go to in the US. So anyways,
All right, let's go ahead and bring in, if we're ready, Ben, we got our other
Yeah.
on the course
we're ready.
analyst.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's bring him in. Welcome to the show, everybody. Nate Perkins, Perks of Disc Golf on social media. Nate, we go back a little while. First year of the Pro Tour, I met you and we caught up on all things disc golf. You helped out with kids disc golf for a while in our connection here, and you toured for quite a while until recently. But people are going to be most familiar as of late, like as of the last year or so, seeing you on the course, talking disc golf during a Disc Golf Network broadcast. How's that going for you, man?
Yeah, well, first, good to see you, Matt. Good to see you, Nick.
Thanks,
and
sir.
thank you
Good to
so
see
much
you.
for having me on the show. You guys are doing a great job, and I appreciate the invitation. And to answer your question, Matt, I love working with the Disc Golf Network. I've dedicated most of my 20s to this game, and it's given me so much. I've been able to travel the world and meet so many amazing people and really find myself through disc golf. So I'll forever be thankful for it. And yeah, right now, Disc Golf Network is going pretty well. I feel passionate about being one of the storytellers on the network, and I would say it's going really well, and I hope for more opportunities in the future.
Yeah, so we brought you on for a few reasons. You are relevant talking disc golf with the Disc Golf Network on the course. It's the guy you are. You know the game in and out. I'm pretty familiar with some of your rounds on Brewster Ridge. You've shot, I know it's changed, I know it's modified, but like there have been times you've shot 10 down or more on Brewster, right? Or correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's some of your good rounds there.
Yeah, at the the last time the World Championships was played here, I shot one round at 8 under par, and then round 4 I actually shot the hot round of the entire tournament at Brewster. I shot an 11 under par and got myself onto the chase card. So that's still probably my best achievement in disc golf is, playing on the chase card at Worlds in the final round. I played with Paul Macbeth the final round at Worlds, so that's something that I'll hold on to forever.
Absolutely. So are you in a van right now?
I am in a van, of course.
Dude, you legit setup. I mean, like this is going in our top 10 for like best
this
setups
is
of
10 out of 10
now.
setup. Like we're talking top 3 at this point of just, you also have
There was another
a great just speaking voice, talking voice in general. It's, it's very good. And your microphone just adds so much more to it.
Yes, this is my own setup.
Wow, nice.
Thank you,
dude. We
guys.
had Nate Doss, Valerie Jenkins join pre-Worlds.
Mhm.
Was it last year?
They
But
cheated,
were
though.
doing
They
it
used
from
the
Disc
DGM
Golf
booth.
DGM studio.
Yeah.
Like it was like
Oh, that's legit.
The
That's
one
legit.
over Country Club,
Mhm.
like the one up in the glass windows in the back. Like we're like, welcome to the show, Nate and Valerie.
That's so sweet. I
So
love
cool.
that.
This is your own setup. I just was like, wow, good job.
Mhm.
So let's get into the Worlds talk a little bit here. We brought
Yeah,
you in because
let's do it.
you just gave us your experience on those courses and and we're back there again. So we're at Smuggler's Notch. A lot of the players talk about it as their absolute favorite. I think
Mhm.
you see a lot between Smuggler's Notch. You see a lot, say, Maple Hill. So we're in this neck of the woods. But man, what does it take it sounds obvious because you have Fox Run and Brewster, but what does it take? We saw Greg Barsby win. What does it take
Yep.
to play these courses and win? Because Paige Shue, Greg Barsby. I mean, but you also have the regulars always in contention. So, like, what is it about these courses that lends it to that type of like result?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think one of the stats that we can look at that can kind of explain to us why it feels like it's anyone's game at these courses is the average distance to birdie. Most of the courses that we see out on tour, the average distance to birdie, is really high. And here at Brewster and Fox Run, it's much lower than some of the other elite courses around the tour. And not saying that a player like Paige Shue or Greg Barsby can't like rip on the disc, but when we're not just trying to throw 500 feet to score out there, it really brings so many more names into the picture. And Fox Run and Brewster, they both hold on to something really special that I feel like we're kind of losing in the game, and that's like the technical aspect of the game. There's really not a hole out there where you don't have to be really conscious about your angle and really intentional with your shape. So that would be my short answer to why it feels like it's anyone's game.
I think that's what I've always, and that I might be a little biased with it. Maybe that's because, Brewster Ridge and Fox Run, it's my favorite place to go to. And I say it almost every single week, I'd feel like. But you kind of bring up a great point where the distance at those courses is not insanely required. Like the hardest distance holes on those courses are probably 16 on Fox Run because it's two very, very good shots. Maybe hole 7 down the hill, but the par 3s at those courses are what I think par 3s should be. They are technical. There are some long ones, like hole 5 on Fox Run is a very, very hard shot to hit. And especially because more often than not, I feel like almost every single time I've played it, it's a pretty solid headwind. And it makes that shot just that much more difficult. But in general, every single one of those par 3s is reachable for every single top touring professional that are in our game right now, or that is in our game right now, excuse me. Any changes to the courses? This was something I was actually very curious about. I've heard one of them being over on Fox Run on hole 12, but can you kind of give us a layout of the courses? Any changes?
I actually have not seen the property yet. I was just working the broadcast in Rochester, and so I'm still making my way over there and pulled over to set up this booth. So just to be honest, I have not seen the changes, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that new hole 12. I believe they changed it from a par 4. I believe it's now an extended par 3. And they had a lot planned for Brewster. Jeff Spring was filling me in some detail about what their plans were, but they just didn't get things done in time for this tournament. So Brewster looks really similar.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was actually going to go the opposite direction. I thought hole 12 was going to move into a par 5 where you're teeing off up on the dam. That's what I thought was the original place. Was you tee off on top of the dam, and then it takes about 2 shots to get to where the bridge is, and then that last shot going up and over to the basket itself. But I'm also totally wrong. Yeah, I'm curious to see, whoever's posting up some practice rounds. I'll definitely check them out. And then I'm heading up on Friday, and I can't wait. But because you've done this as a player, and you've also done it as a commentator and just a DGN aspect right now out on the courses. What is that atmosphere like at the World Championships? And do you feel, when you see people in their practice rounds or even the tournament rounds, do you just feel like the World Championships, all these players are just locked in?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, if you look at things, if it didn't have the name, the World Championships, and you just you looked at it from a different perspective, it would just be like another tournament, right? I mean, players are just traveling from the city. They're just going, they're signing up, they're practicing. Like everything really is the same. And even with the event itself, I mean, not a lot changes with what goes in. Of course, there's a little bit more money that goes in, and we play 5 rounds instead of the typical 3 or sometimes 4. But what really changes from my perspective is the way that the players approach it. because it is that title and because of the implications of that title and, what it does to an athlete. I mean, it validates everything that they've been working for, and it enables you in so many ways, and it's just still the ultimate title. And that's kind of a topic of debate in itself of whether or not we should put one major kind of above the rest. Other sports don't really do that. I mean, tennis, you could say Wimbledon is the ultimate. Golf, you could say, the Masters. But in the end, when we look at the great players, we count their total majors, and we're getting there in disc golf. But I think we put almost an excess amount of weight on becoming a world champion, and not enough weight on just becoming a major champion.
Mhm.
Having said that, right now, 2023, I feel that the players are just absolutely bringing their focus to this. Not only just on their practice days and in the tournament, but leading up to this. I mean, you've heard a player like Ricky Wysocki talk in his interviews that all these tournaments are just in preparation for Worlds. Even Macbeth talking about in Europe, he's like, I'm tweaking things before we go to Vermont.
Mhm.
So the reason it's different is because the players know how big a world title is, what it does for them, what it does for their entire career. So you can definitely feel that in the air. And you'll feel it if you're watching on the network, whether you're watching on post, you'll kind of feel a different tension in the air in Vermont.
Could it be argued that when the press conference starts for this year, that Ricky will say, this doesn't matter much, the points matter more? Isn't that what we heard last year? Like some
and
type
him
of
talking
drama
about the
around that?
consistency throughout the year, not
Mhm.
just solely focused on the one tournament.
Rick was
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was definitely a point of discussion, and it felt like a little jab at Macbeth. Like, hey,
Yep.
like I'm the best consistent player in the world. You can have all the world titles you want. And so what was
I'd
interesting
rather
is
the world
also
titles.
Ricky this year in one of his social media posts a week or two ago, whether it was like a Freudian type slip dish situation, he left Worlds out of his upcoming events. He's like, I'm getting ready for the playoffs and MVP and the championship. And he didn't put Worlds in there. And people were like
Saw
freaking
that.
out. So he re-edited his post and put Worlds in there. So all I'm saying is you're right. Absolutely,
Yeah.
Nate. But Rick's a different character. I hope he gets another one if that's what he can do. But so everyone's vying for this. They want it. It changes your disc golf career. I
Yep.
don't know if there's any way around it. Some
Mhm.
do more with it than others, but in this current state of disc golf, it's life changing to get a world title.
Well, I think like Nate was
There's
saying
no
earlier,
question.
it solidifies your legacy in the sport. I mean, let's say, I'm going to pick on Greg Barsby really quick because he's an awesome dude, and I know he could, kind of take a joke, but Greg Barsby wins Worlds in 2018. Now, he could never win Worlds again the rest of his career, or not even win an Elite Series event the rest of his year. But guess what? In 2018 at Smuggler's Notch, Greg Barsby won the World Championships. James Conrad in Utah won the World Championships. And you can talk Eric McCabe won the World Championships in 2010. Like, you can talk about these players who are kind of one-time world champions, but they are solidified in disc golf history. You cannot forget that they are a world champion because it's there. It's written down. It's done. They won that tournament. And we were just talking about it with Ezra Robinson. He won a Silver Series. He won a Disc Golf Pro Tour event. You can't take it away from him. I don't care if the Pro Tour ceases to exist tomorrow. He still won a Disc Golf Pro Tour event.
Here's some concluding questions for you, because we know that you have an opinion. I don't know. I mean, you're an on the course analyst. Maybe you're supposed to keep some of these opinions private, but if you had to at least talk about some favorites, like in your mind,
I was straight up
we're
going to
all
ask
gonna
him
have
in
different.
5
We're all
rounds
gonna have
who's
different
winning.
takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna all have different takes. But like, do you have any standouts besides the is there a favorite this year? That's crazy question. Okay, give us maybe who you think, Nate, if you have any like dark horse type picks on the Nick and Matt show. We like to say wild horse picks, but like
Yeah.
FPO or MPO. What are you thinking before we let you go?
Yeah. So I don't think there's clear favorites. Let's start with the FPO division. I feel like there's a clear favorite in the FPO division in Kristen Tatar. And I feel like Owen Scoggins' chance are really really good.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Missy Gannon has really good odds there. And I feel like it's not so much of a wild horse pick, but I'm gonna go with Holland Hanley for a wild horse, even though she's obviously one of the most talented players in the world, and she's mid 970s rated. So
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like Kristen Tatar's. It's hard to argue the case against her. I think if you zoom in on her final round at the European Championship, we didn't actually get the full story from what actually happened. I mean, obviously there was some misfortune there, but um, she missed a lot of putts. She threw OB a lot, and she seemed to kind of collapse mentally. We haven't seen that from her in 2 full seasons. So I'm curious what kind of trauma she's going to have from that, if any at all. And yeah, moving on to the
Yeah.
MPO though.
Yeah.
Wild horse pick. I'm going to go Andrew Marweed.
Wow.
Like it.
And
Yeah.
as far as at the top, I'd love to touch on Paul Macbeth a little bit, because I really felt like his European swing kind of reinvigorated his love for the game. And he won all those European tournaments, and then he showed up for the big one there in Norway when all the Americans came over, and everyone was kind of wondering if his wins against all the Europeans, how it was going to translate when the tour came over, and he just absolutely dominated. And I'm really curious how he's kind of responded from this injury at the European Open. Obviously, he was injured before the event started. He didn't tell anybody. And so the
Mhm.
performance that we saw, we were all just kind of underwhelmed and wondering what's going on. But of course, he let us know he was injured before the event even started. So obviously, it's a big question mark there if he's 100%. But if he is, it's hard to it's really hard to count him out. Obviously, first and second at the top. Is it the last 10? So
Yeah.
hard to count that guy out. As much as I've personally said I don't think he's gonna do another one. The field's just too strong these days. The odds are kind of against him. He's proved us wrong. So there's just so many names that are just obvious ones. I feel like Calvin Heimberg,
Mhm.
and Calvin Heimberg has to be statistically the favorite, and then Gannon Burr. It's those are
This it could
some
be
obvious
anybody's game
names,
is what it
but
sounds like. It
there,
sounds like
there's
we're
there,
getting at.
they're marginally favorites, by fractions of a percent before the
Right.
round has started. One thing I want to key in on that I haven't heard a lot of people talking about is something that I've experienced at Vermont, is the variance in round one. Like, are we starting on Fox, Nick? Are you aware?
For Pool A, I'm assuming they're going to go Fox, Brewster, Fox,
Yeah,
Brewster, Fox is what I would assume for
yeah,
Pool A.
It's
and
Brewster, Fox, Fox.
That I'm
for
sorry,
There
Pool
we
A.
go.
that 100% is what I actually meant to say was Brewster. They end
Cool.
2 rounds Fox in a
Sure
row.
you did.
Sorry,
Cool.
yeah. Look, I was talking about the B pool because that's normally what I play in. But
Yeah.
Evan, excuse me, thank you so much.
Funny.
Well, so that's even more important about what I'm going to bring up, because the variance in the temperature and how like slick those pads are, because they are pavers out at Brewster, and if you get hit with an early tee time, it can be really difficult. And we've seen that in years past, where at the GMC, where a player who's kind of coming in as a favorite, they're playing early in the morning. And it's hard. You guys know it's hard to throw a disc when your fingers are cold and those tee pads get pretty wet, and it just kind of it lowers your chances of going hot. And I think you have to go hot. I think 10 down per round average is going to be necessary for you to be in contention here. I feel like the winner is going to be 52 under par after 5 rounds.
He just comes out giving us exact numbers. Wonderful. So really appreciate your insight, giving us some things to think about for sure. You're there right now on the premise.
I just picked up my girlfriend in Montreal, and I have not crossed
Very
back
nice.
across the border. So I'm about an hour and a half from
Okay.
from Vermont.
Well, good luck getting across the border. I just talked to 2 Canadians who came down for a Maple Hill event, and they said they had to sit 3 hours. So
Jeez.
hopefully that's not for you.
Hopefully it's not for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's like, Matt, why did you say that? It's like 3.5 hours.
Golly,
Just
yeah.
giving you a heads up. But no, we appreciate you coming on, Nate.
Thank you.
And are you doing any on the ground stuff during Worlds? Are you not a part of that? You're taking it in, you're playing, I'm sure, or maybe you're not. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've been on the Disc Golf Network grind for all season, and I'm actually taking off, and I'm competing here at this
Okay.
World.
Good for
So
you.
my father and my grandfather are coming up. My girlfriend's here, and I'm really just gonna take it all in and have fun throwing the disc and watching some of my closest friends enjoy one of the best venues we have.
Wild
Yeah.
horse pick, Nate Perkins. There we
There you go.
Thanks, guys. Love you. Thanks for
Nate.
having me on.
Nate, best of luck to you out there. We'll see you this weekend.
Thanks, Nick. See you guys.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out, Nate. All right. Everybody, Nate Perkins of, Perks of Disc Golf at social media, but also you see him on Disc Golf Network. His
Worlds-
experience is invaluable. Bring
Worlds-
Evan back in.
Yeah, bring Evan back because Worlds in Vermont, Simon playing well at playoff events. There are not many better things in disc golf, and Worlds in Vermont is just freaking badass. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited to watch
It
and
feels
so
right.
It feels right, dude. It feels like we are on a private disc golf course. It feels like we are on this awesome resort with 2 incredible courses that I think are just so enjoyable. Now, for people that don't agree with me on this, I genuinely am curious. Like, what don't you like about the courses that the players are about to play? Like, I really want to know, in the sense of, like, I just
Ooh.
like knowing
All right,
people's
in the
opinions.
chat, you mean?
Yeah, in the chat.
Nick,
in the chat.
you want to hear from me?
Yeah.
I love these courses, first of all, but I
Okay,
am
perfect.
gonna
You can
I'm
just
gonna
end it
put on
there.
my critical hat, which is really easy for me to do.
Yes,
as
it is.
you guys know. I think this course was perfect for the 2018 Worlds. 5 years since then, I think disc golf's come a whole long way. The field's gotten so much better.
Mhm.
I think this course, and I'm talking specifically for MPO here, I think it needs to take that next step up, which Nate gave us the lowdown. It sounded like there were plans, just unfortunately didn't get there in time, which understandably a lot going on. But I think it needs a little bit more. And they did put in some changes. I know Brewster got a par 5 now, which is pretty incredible. I think the par went up by 1. I think Fox Run's mostly unchanged, but I do think it doesn't need a complete redesign. That's not what I'm saying. I do think there's probably 3 or 4 holes that I think just need a little bit of a boost. I think this is still like the premier, or one of the premier venues on tour. That's absolutely true. I'm not trying to say anything else. This place is fantastic, but I do think it needs to continue to evolve and continue to grow. And I was excited to possibly see that for Worlds this year. It'll still be fantastic nonetheless.
So riddle me this really quick. Vermont, Smuggler's Notch, the disc golf courses, it is a pay-to-play private property. They are disc golf courses. With the Pro Tour running the World Championships there and Elite Series events there every single year, if let's say for some odd reason Fox Run couldn't get as much mowing done as they needed to get done, should the Pro Tour at that point say like, hey, don't worry, we are going to hire a landscaper to make sure that course looks absolutely immaculate to showcase it and everything like that? Should the Pro Tour put in that extra money to make sure, and the reason I'm saying this, let's say Brewster Ridge wanted to go from pavers to all turf tee pads, but it's really hard when you have a crew of maybe a few people working that property every single day. At that point, and shout out to Gage Benson over at Maple Hill and everyone that makes Maple Hill for what it is, because the work that they do there is amazing. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, should the Pro Tour be putting in money to hire, a general contractor to come in, or like lumberjacks to come in and get all these things done, so that for the World Championships, we just no one can complain about it.
But why would the Pro Tour do that for the World Championships? It's not.
Yeah,
because we're also talking about. I'll say this more so for just because Vermont. I'm picking on Vermont because one, Worlds is there, and then 2, it's an Elite Series event every single year. It's not like
So here's my thought: private venue. And that's the way the whole tour needs to go. People will boo me because they have a course that's not private. And I apologize because there's nothing, I don't have any ill will towards any of those courses. Nothing even comes to mind. I'm just speaking out about like where eventually we'll get. And if that's the case, then yes, either there's a contract agreement
Mhm.
with the venues to be at a certain standard or level. And if a request is made by the Pro Tour and the venue can't reach it, well, hopefully they do good negotiations. I mean, to get to that point. But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, to your point, Nick, eventually, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I mean,
Um,
like Vermont, Bruce Ridge and Fox Run, I can't imagine that they're pulling anywhere near the numbers that Maple Hill pulls in every single day when it comes to people actually playing the courses. And
I don't
especially,
know.
No, I agree. I agree with you, Nick.
yeah, I like, so money wise, you know, they might not be able to allocate so much
Dude,
because we're also talking
Smuggler's Notch, though, should not just be funded on their disc golf by disc golf participants because they bring in a bank load, I'll say it that way,
Agreed, but they
money
probably
through the resort.
but they also probably put that money back into the resort. Like disc golf gets, let's say, you know,
This isn't an amenity of
$20,000.
the venue.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And it's a way to
They
sell
have
the
a whole
summer
water
too.
park,
Yes.
water slides.
Yeah.
They have like everything.
I know.
Like I don't think they put all the money from people who pay to go down the water slide back into the water slide.
You're
Maybe
right,
not.
because in the summer, like that, those chairlifts sit empty for most resorts. So what do they have to do? They try to have scenic rides.
Yeah.
They have to sell the resorts. They have a water park. They have a disc golf course. They have biking trails. All these things to sell it all year long. So it's a valuable amenity.
Yeah.
Worlds.
Okay,
I'll
here's
say
a
a shout out to
question.
Todd Bouchard
In the
because he
world.
said Worlds is a PDGA event, so maybe they should do it. That's actually a good point. The PDGA is more.
Or what Matt and I said.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly what I said.
Did you say
Literally
that?
when
And
you
I
finish
just
your rant,
totally missed it.
Both of me and
It's
Matt.
okay. He
Oh,
tuned
God.
me out,
Yeah.
which is a learned skill from anybody who hangs out with me. So it's all good.
Sorry.
It's all funny. I'm remote and actually I'm enjoying it. It's actually easier for me to concentrate when I'm not there with the switches and the controls and all the lights. It's just easier. So
Dude, why
here's
do you
the
think I've
question.
been doing my job so great? I've never had to
Yeah,
do
you
any
just
of that
chill, you
stuff.
show
I
up,
still get distracted,
everything happens.
clearly. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead, Matt. I've cut you off 50 times
Yes,
now.
see, he's in studio and he's distracted. See, that's what happened.
Exactly. It's just
Okay.
it's
All
that's
right.
what happens.
It's okay. Here's first question. These are not meant to be long topics. These are more meant to be like quick opinion. If it leads somewhere, it does. Will this be the last of a first or second place from Macbeth? If you were to place a bet today, $100 bet, which way do you go?
I'll put
I
$1,000
say-
that he is first or second at this event.
Oh,
How much?
1,000. I'm not actually going to bet someone
okay. I was about to
$1,000,
say,
but
I'll take
like,
that.
Yeah, let's talk off air, Nick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No, I don't think this is the first event that he gets first. Or let me word that he is going to place first at this event. There we go. That's what I wanted to
Yeah,
say.
you got that stat or fiction logic.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
so
Yeah, Matt,
my
go ahead.
answer is not yes or no either. It's I can't count him out. Absolutely, it can happen. It's not out of his wheelhouse. He's inspired by Worlds. We haven't seen him play in a little bit, and so I feel like if you're actually betting, you're not going to bet that he gets first or second. That's the betting side of me. I'm going to
Right.
take the hey, he's going to do worse than second place. But again, do I want it? Yes, for the storylines, for the impact on the excitement, all of it. Like I do want it. So that's where I'm stuck. So if I was placing a bet, I'm taking the under or whatever you want to call it, the over,
Yeah.
however you say it. So Evan, what
The
do you got?
worst.
I probably mirror exactly what you think, Matt. I mean, it's a field sport, so finishing first or second for 10 straight years as he's done
Is
is
insane.
nothing short of incredible. And I don't even care if, I mean, the fields weren't weak back then, but they're so much stronger now. And people are going to mention that all day, but they were still incredibly strong. Tons of great players throughout history. And he did it from 2012 straight through 2022, skipping 2020 because there was no Worlds. And it could continue going on. I'm sounding like it's in a graveyard of historical records, but it's still very much active.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know Paul's dealing with the injury. He still looked good enough at European Open, even with that injury. I know he DNF'd. I know he was in about 30th.
Is it going to pop
But-
up or flare up in this event? Like
But even my point though is even with it, you know, with it bothering him enough at European Open, I think things were still salvageable. And I think with the time off, you know, I'm not, you know, anywhere notably known for the injury besides what Paul has said. But like my gut feeling is this time off did him well. He didn't force it back. You know, maybe he could have done okay at Deglow or Ledgestone, but maybe it could have made it worse for Worlds. And he was very intentional with that thinking. So you have to think that he's in the best scenario that he could be in. And I think the biggest question here is not if he's finishing first or second, not if he has the best, not if you would place a bet on him doing it, but more of if you had to place a bet on anyone finishing first or second, like you still got to think Paul Macbeth. I mean, I don't want to fill it up all in the space right now, but like even the best players right now, you think Simon Lizotte, Calvin Heimberg, are they locks to finish 1 or 2 at Worlds? I don't know. So I'll leave that for later. But I'm liking Paul. Thanks for the music, Ben.
Intern Ben is left to is like when Matt leaves. The intern
I can do
will play.
whatever I want.
All right. So, all right, that's pretty funny.
Wait,
I don't know why
answer?
I didn't laugh.
No.
I didn't laugh until I got about 30 seconds
Well,
into
yeah,
that, Ben.
I was just gonna
It
say.
was
I was
fun.
you
gonna
can
say.
answer.
I was just say one word answer, and that's yes. I think he's finishing top 2.
Hey.
So, if the question was who do you want to win, I pick Paul, and I'm not one of those like, hey, everyone goes whatever they call, fanboys or whatever. Like that's not me. I like Paul. I'm friendly with Paul, but like I think it would just be epic for the sport. Like it might not be the new storyline of like Gannonberg gets a title or whoever, but like for the sport, it would be epic for conversation and sports talk. So I am rooting for it, even if I was betting differently. Okay. And it's only $100. If I lose $100, whatever. All right, here we go. Will, you ready for this one, guys? This is another question for you. Greg Barsby and Paige Shue both have wins here. I know we are years out from it now, but they are both competing here again. Will either of them place inside of the top 10 this year? Yes or no? Who's going first? That's
I'll go first on it. I tip my cap to Barsby more than Paige Shue getting a top 10. Like I think Barsby
if you're betting $100.
If I'm betting $100 on it, now we're talking a little bit differently right now. I
That should be your mindset.
Yeah. Okay. I'll cut it down to 10 seconds now. I definitely think Barsby could do it. I don't think he will do it. I definitely
There you go.
right now don't know if Paige could do it right now. There are a lot of really, really freaking good FPO players right now. So, anyways, no and no.
But just for conversation, now that you just brought that up, when Paige Shue won, it was not a weak field, right, Evan?
I mean, no, not at all. It was an
Pierce.
even year, so Paige Pierce couldn't win because she would win in odd years.
Yeah, but I mean,
but no,
there
it was
was
a great field. Yeah.
it was actually in my head, I'm like, unless Paige got worse, which is possible, or because we think the strength of the field got greater in FPO for sure, that's definite. But so I don't know. What do you think, Evan? Top 10 for either of them?
I'm going to
My
play the
answer is
villain
no,
here
but
and
that's
give a
crazy.
harsh answer. I'm going to move the line to do they finish top 20, and I'm still going to say no.
If it's top 20, I say Barsby. I honestly, golly, dude, it's tough because I don't know the FPO course as well on Fox Run in the sense of I think I have a better idea of what it looks like on Brewster Ridge.
Dude,
if
people that are
Paige,
listening
if
to this,
Paige does what she did in 2018 and just keeps it inbounds on Fox Run, then 100% she does. But
Now,
I don't know.
I want to at least respond to my villainous take and say, like, I always root for the stats. That's my take. I root for what's the coolest stat. So I'll tell you who I'm rooting for when we get to it later.
Okay.
I am rooting for both these players. I want, like, it would be so cool to see Barsby and Paige Shue both on the lead card final day. I don't like, even if they don't win, them being in the mix is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool, and that would be so much fun. So I'm
what
rooting
would
for
the
that.
odds
I want
in
to see
return
it.
on
But
dollars? What would the odds in return on
for
dollars
them
be
both
for
to
you
be on
if
lead
you were to
card
bet-
or
if
top
you were
20?
to bet on them winning this year and they
On
actually
winning?
did?
Oh.
If like Barsby
Oh.
won or Paige Shue actually won, like how much?
Both of them are very like
We're talking
I can't think of
1,000
the
to 1.
over a plus 1,000.
Yeah.
It's a
like
lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I mean, I would put a flyer for like $1 or $2 for giggles. But I don't know what the number would be. It's not gonna be
The
from me. I mean,
post-listening audience is going right now because some of them are listening during Worlds, and we appreciate all of our post-audience listeners. Like you're a major part of our show. In fact, we get more listens from you on a podcast platform than we do through YouTube. So thank you very much. But you're listening to us right now going, oh, we're 2 or 3 rounds in. Either you guys are so right, or there's still a storyline to be had, or you're listening afterwards and you guys were way off or whatever. We appreciate you listening and taking into account this is pre-Worlds. Ben, what do you think? Top 10 for Shu or Barsby?
Yeah, I'm an optimist, as you can see, and I think, I was talking to Barsby last year, and he was telling me this advice, and he said, everyone's like, oh, Greg's Barsby, 2018 World Champion, oh, the Barsbarian. He's like, that doesn't matter to me. I am myself. Don't matter what people put you in this box, like, oh, Barsby will never win again. And you know what? That actually did speak to me today. You know why he was telling me that story? But because he was like, dude, why do they call you Intern Ben, man? Like, be Ben, be yourself. Like, don't listen to. I'm not even kidding. This is what he's telling me.
That's funny.
I was there.
Yeah. So then,
He, to be fair, he had a little bit to drink, and after Intern Ben walked away, he starts going, Intern Ben. He's like yelling around like the backyard.
And then we talked
party,
after
like,
that. After that, we talked. I was like, I heard you were calling. But yeah, so like that fired me up because he was like, you know what? You just gotta be yourself. Don't care about the naysayers. Barsby's top 10. And Shu, I pulled her 2 out of 5 card. She's going top 10 too. So
there you go.
There you go. That's
She's
good
going
luck.
2 out of 5.
Oh yeah, you drew those. You drew those Brixton cards out. Shout out to Brixton for giving that to the show.
Them, yes.
You drew out one of those 2, or it was a 1 of 5 or whatever. There's 5 of them made. You drew out the 2 of 5 of Paige Shu. Word of mouth gets around straight to her dad, who's collecting all of the Paige Shu cards, and he needed like 3 more, and that was one of them. So we're gonna hook him up with that. So shout out to Doug Bjerkes. We'll see him up at Worlds.
Yep.
I think I have a reminder set up to remind you, Ben. Don't forget.
I have a reminder too, because that'd be embarrassing. But
I have a reminder to remind you, and you have a reminder to remind you. I hope it works out. Okay, here we go. I did a little stat digging, and I'm going to give a shout out to Statmando because I use their website to do this. And if you don't use their website to find stats, you're missing out. It's incredible. I knew I could reach out to Evan, and Evan could run some query that would do all of this work for me, but I did it individually.
You know what? I'm really proud of you, Matt. Nice job.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was like, you know what? They have a tool there. It just takes a little bit of time to punch. Is there? I'll ask you later. You're going to go, Matt, there was a tool to do this, but let me see. I decided to go through the top 10. I'm trying to think how to say this. It's Disc Golf Pro Tour point standings. So the top 10 in the Pro Tour point standings. So the most consistent this year, or whatever you want to say. The top 10, and I looked to see how many top 10 finishes they've had at Worlds. So top 10 players this year, how many top 10 finishes have they ever had at Worlds? Just to see like, hey, this is the strong field this year. These top 10 players, how many times have they done it? So I'm going to ask you guys a question, kind of like I've done before, over under on things. And I want to see what you guys think. So Calvin Heimberg. And I'm not doing this in any real specific order. I think it might be generally in the ranked order, but don't worry about that too much. Calvin Heimberg, how many times has he placed inside the top 10? He started in 2015. He's had 7 appearances. How many top 10s has he had? What do you guys think? He's had 7. You just kind of give me what you think.
3.
Okay, Nick says 3. Evan, you thinking?
I'm letting Ben go.
Can you repeat it? I was talking to the chat. Someone.
7.
How many top 10s at Worlds does Calvin Heimberg have?
He's been there 7 times.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm going 2. I'm gonna go 2. The way you're lobbing it up, I feel like.
Well, hold on. I gotta go.
Oh, you didn't go.
I believe it's only 1.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going up against Evan. Can Evan go first on all these? Just
so
kidding.
Evan,
he's
got
got to
to
go
7
last.
appearances. He has 1 inside of the top 10. Do you know where he finished?
For
the bonus.
I don't.
6th place.
I was going to guess 7th, actually.
And it was last year.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Ever top 10.
Yeah, cool.
You know, at one point he was leading.
Game is played.
In 2015, he was leading Worlds at one point.
2015?
Yep.
It was when I'm pretty sure he was still in like chemical engineering school. Like he was still in college and he was leading in Pittsburgh or very close to it, but I'm pretty sure he made a birdie putt and it was like, oh my God, Koppenheimer's going to lead right now. Anyways, yeah,
so that's how this game is played. I am now going to give you we're going to go through it like this, and I hope the chat can play along. And if you're driving around or you're at work, play this game. Hopefully you're not studying too hard or else we're going to interrupt you. But here we go. Simon. He has 7 appearances.
That's it.
I don't have all the dates for all these, like when he started and all that, but he has 7 appearances. He has how many in the top 10 finish out of those 7?
He only has 7 appearances at Worlds. That's kind of mind-boggling to me, to be honest. Because if I played this year, it would have been my 4th, and that's kind of, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure, again, this could be a stat or fiction. Has he done 7? But
right.
What I saw.
So Matt, funny enough, we did provide the exact same table earlier this week. I didn't do it. Shout out to Steve. He did most of it, but I did look over it.
You did do a top 10
of the Disc Golf Pro Tour top 10 because there's some other stats with that. So
you did a top 10 finishes at Worlds. How many for the top 10 players?
Disc Golf Pro Tour top 10. We did like starts, wins, podiums, top 10s, maybe cash. So I looked it over, and we've made stats from it too. So I'll give a cool stat at the end because it gives away some other things.
Cool.
But
so Evan has a leg up on all of us.
I have a leg up. I always have a leg up.
Yeah, that's such a good point, actually. Okay, well, Evan's got to go last. You said he's played World 7 times.
7 appearances. How many top 10 finishes?
0.
Ooh.
Ben.
I'm going with 3.
The answer is Evan.
Whoa.
I know. I'm giving it to you to test you.
I believe he has 4 major top 10s, and I think only one of them's from a U.S. major, so it's got to be Worlds because he has a podium at Worlds.
I wanted to do that so bad. It was 3 top 10 finishes.
I got it right.
With a 3rd place finish as his best in what year?
2018.
Nope.
I say it wasn't 2018.
Oh my goodness, 2017 was it?
17, yes.
Is Georgia
his podium year? Okay, yeah.
Georgia.
Let's go.
I was thinking podiums, and now it's clicking, and he has 4 podiums at majors.
Yeah,
US top 10.
Okay, here we go.
It gets me. I'm not perfect.
Okay, so Evan's confusing the hell out of me right now. How many top 10s does he have? 4 out of 7?
3.
Or 3 out of 7? Excuse me, 3 out of 7.
3 out of 7 at Worlds, and his best was 3rd in 2017 in Georgia.
Simon, I am sorry that I said 0. If you're listening right now, honestly, I wanted to say 7 out of 7, but I just knew that was wrong. So my apologies.
You're going to get some profanity in a text message in a minute.
Simon's going to be like, we are not golfing next week, actually. And we'll be like, damn, I really want to play. All right, go ahead.
Here we go. Gannon Burr. He's had 2 appearances at Pro Worlds. 2. How many in the top 10?
Why is the sad piano not going away?
Just press it again.
I am.
Oh, now it's just going to keep going, isn't it?
Is he
Hey, Ben. There's a button on the other control.
Audio. What?
No, it's still playing to us, though.
I know.
But it's not playing to the audience.
Ben, on the main controller, there's a stop audio button. Remember that? On your big controller. No, the big stream deck.
Yeah, I'm looking.
There's a stop audio button.
It's kind of a cool piano.
Sad piano's just not working.
I might go home and just re-listen to this and learn how it is played.
Everyone doesn't know this, but we're hearing sad piano.
It's too
right, really quick though. No one else can hear it though.
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. Matt, just keep it going, and you and I and Ben and Evan get to listen to music.
Piano. It's fun. It builds the moment.
It's extremely hard. Thank you for playing the sad piano and keeping it going. All right, Gannon. Gannonberg, 2 appearances. How many in the top 10?
I'm assuming his 2 appearances are 2021 and 2022. So I'm going to say 0.
Okay, 0. Ben, unmute it. We need the audience to hear what we're hearing.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. How many top 10? How many top 10 finishes in?
I'll jump in while he's thinking. I'm honestly clueless with this. I don't have a good idea. I'm going to get a 0 as well.
I'm going to go 2.
0. Intern Ben.
2.
100% world's top 10s?
Yes.
2 years.
All right.
He started in 2021. So here's how he did. No top 10s.
Thank you.
He did a 33rd finish and a 14th.
Yeah.
14,
14,
like, dude,
good, just not top 10.
First year playing Worlds, going out to Utah on those courses, that would have been top 10. Would have been real good. First year ever playing Worlds.
How much time is left on this piano song? It tells you on that.
It doesn't, because it's supposed to be done. It said 2 minutes. Oh, I think it's
All right, well.
stopping. I'm not clicking
Okay,
that
don't
piano
press that
ever again.
Thank you.
Holy.
All right, Isaac Robinson. It was like sad. Like I was starting to feel depressed over here talking about how many finishes Gannon's had.
Usually, whenever I'm sitting down doing computer work, I literally put on Disney piano medleys, and that's what I listen to, or like jazz piano Christmas medleys is usually what I listen to too. Anyways,
here we go. This game continues on. Isaac Robinson. He's been to. We could have played so many stat or fiction or just trivia with this. How many has he been to? How many times? We could go on and on. But I'll tell you, two world championships for Isaac.
Oh, that's it. He's played USDGC like 8 times.
Okay, but 2 world championships.
Sorry, building off.
How many in the top 10?
Also 0.
Okay, Ben?
I'm gonna go 1.
Or 1.
I'm going 1 as well.
Okay, he started in 2017 as his first.
Oh boy.
And he did not finish in top 10. I know that. I don't remember what the number is.
Oh,
And then last year was his best year, and he got 14th.
Yep.
Hey, Daniel, Gannon had 0 as well. So Gannon and Isaac both have had 2. They've played Worlds twice, and they've never been in top 10.
Okay, here we go. Let's move this along.
Schmucks.
Cole Redallin. Redallin.
I know this answer.
He's been to 2 world championships. How many does he have?
1 again.
I feel like 1 is a very safe answer on this one.
It's a safe answer.
What worlds is it? Is it 21 and 22?
I don't have the years for this one for some reason.
It is. Okay.
No, I know for a fact it is. It's 0, it's 33rd, and like 49th.
I never even got to answer.
His best wasn't even 30. His best
0,
wasn't even
guys.
33.
It's 0.
I thought you were saying 1.
No,
he said
I'm
1.
saying the safe answer is 1. That wasn't my real answer. Golly.
Dang it.
That's all right. I honestly was going to guess 0.
His best was not 33rd, Evan. It was 38th.
Ah, man.
Close. You were in the 30s. That was his best.
He's only cashed twice at any majors, pro majors, both of them being Worlds. He's cashless at non-Worlds majors.
But it would be like looking at Tom Brady before he became Tom Brady of the New England Patriots. Like it's hard to
he
judge
won a Super Bowl in a second year
like when they start.
Or second year. Yeah, second year.
I guess my point is like it's changing. Like it's just what it is. So
Kyle's good. He's just not Tom Brady.
Yep. No, well, maybe he will be one day.
Maybe.
Kyle Klein. 2 appearances. Another one with only 2. This also telling of how young our players are right now?
Yeah, a lot of 2s. That's incredible.
How old's Kyle? Like 22 now, I'd guess.
Maybe 21, 22.
Yeah, I'd guess that.
Is the chat playing along with this?
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. Almost all of them.
All right. Kyle Klein, 2 appearances. How many
appearances?
In the top
more
10?
Than likely, probably 21 and 22. 0.
1.
I'm guessing 0 as well.
Come on.
Okay, you ready?
No way.
2021. He placed 8th place.
Yes.
Top 10?
Top 10.
Yeah.
For Kyle Klein.
Top 10 again, so Ben's wrong. Come on.
Come on. No.
All right, here we go.
All right, I got 2 points.
McMahon.
Oh boy.
Eagle McMahon. 2 appearances. No, I'm kidding. I don't know why I thought I was so funny with that one, but 7 appearances. 7. How many top 10 finishes?
Dude, I don't even know.
Eagle McMahon, you said?
Yeah.
Out of how many?
Give a number. How do you feel? 7 appearances. Don't hit the piano music.
Dude, I'll go ahead first. I don't know this one.
I can hit this.
I was gonna say 2. This
one will go away.
Evan, Ben, what do you think?
I'm gonna go 3.
Evan,
I said 2.
He said 2.
Okay. The answer is
in 2018.
4 top 10s.
I was feeling 4. Should have gone with my gut.
And
shout out to
what is
Abishar, Daniel.
What is Eagle's best finish
JT
ever
Disc
at
Golf.
World?
What was it?
6th.
What is his best
Oh.
finish?
Third.
10th, all 4
The
days.
answer is 6th place.
Is that
And
what I
that
said?
was,
Yeah.
guess how many years ago that was?
2015.
Yes, 16, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that was his
16.
best finish.
I
was
just
it.
like Eagle and Emporia kind of goes together
That's
for
crazy.
some odd
He was like
reason, even though
17.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
He was on lead card or
And that was
chase
his
card in
best. He's like a
2015.
way better player.
Yeah.
So, all right, here we go. We got a few more of the MPO. AB, also known as Anthony Brella. 5 appearances.
Also
How
known
many
as
top 10?
the world distance. I don't really know how to say this.
Yeah, what
World's
do you have,
distance
6'10",
competition.
6'11"?
Yeah,
5
6'10".
appearances.
5 appearances.
All right, I got mine locked in. I know what I'm gonna say, but I'm waiting.
Ben. 5 appearances for AB. How many top 10s?
I'm going 1.
Nick,
I kind of like that one.
you like it?
I'm pretty sure 1's the answer, but I'm even more pretty sure that it was a 7th place finish at last year's Worlds.
This is to test Evan's skills. He's finally got the answer key pulled up. He's going to get him right now.
No lie, I have an answer key on
I
a
know.
different page,
No,
so I
you
can pull it
do.
after. I'm not looking at it intentionally.
I mean, I got this information from Statmando. I just didn't know they did some of this work already. Okay.
Yep.
5 appearances, 1 top 10 finish.
Shout out to
7th.
Daniel
And
and
it
Todd
was-
Bouchard again.
It
I have
was
3
7th
points.
place.
And then
last
What
year's Worlds.
year?
Yeah.
What year did
And Evan, I
AB
think,
do that?
Oh my
Evan.
God.
I mean, Ben is saying
Last year.
2022.
Last year,
I
yeah.
said
I have
it
to-
twice.
I
said
have
it
to
twice.
push
So
it
then-
further, Evan.
Matt, can you hear me?
Yes. What year was it?
Last
22.
year.
Well, when I said my guess, I was like, he has 1. I'm pretty sure it was 1, and I'm even more pretty sure it was a 7th place finish at last year's Worlds.
Oh, I heard you say 7th. I didn't hear you say 2022.
No,
It
all good,
was
all good.
2022.
Mhm.
Yep.
So good job. All right. James Proctor.
Wow. This is a trick.
8 appearances. How many top 10 finishes? 8 appearances for James
8
Proctor.
appearances.
Who's killing it in the chat right now that you can just cheat
Daniel
off
and
of?
Todd Bouchard are
Okay,
like 3
just
for
cheat
3 in
off
the
of them.
last
Give
3.
me their answer.
All right, I'll
Give
give you
me their
theirs.
answer for
Daniel
Proctor.
says 0. Todd also says 0.
All right. So is that what we're going with?
No,
No.
no.
You
should read the
I'm
chat
not,
after.
No.
I'm not going with 0.
I'm going with 2.
Yeah, that's what I was going with. I feel like this
I'm
is a
going
trick
2.
question.
Evan, what do you think?
All right, nice. I'm sticking with the chat. I'm going 0. I'm pretty sure of this.
No, it's 2.
Evan goes, don't read the chat.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm going with the chat. The answer is 0.
All right.
His best
Right.
finish out of 8 appearances was 14th. And that goes back to the year of Paul Macbeth, 2015.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, one of
I
them.
bring this up
Todd,
because-
Daniel, Eric,
RC Cola.
killing it.
RC Cola, Dave, D.
Did we? Is that all of the top 10? Did we do Ricky? yet?
Nope. There's a few more. Hold on.
Okay.
So you get James Proctor. This is kind of come up when we start talking picks because you're like, it feels like it could be a year of James Proctor to win Worlds, and I'm already giving you a tip of the hat to who I might be leaning towards. James Proctor's no joke, and he's never placed a top 10. So we'll see what happens. All right, Ricky Wysocki. All right, so we know some stats on him pretty easily. You know, if you say anything less than 2, you're crazy. Ricky Wysocki, 11 appearances, 11 with. I almost said the number. I was like, okay,
Yeah, it
how
sounded
many
like a
top 10
9.
finishes?
11 appearances.
Yeah, I'm going with 9.
That seems like way too many.
9.
I'll go 6.
I'll go
I'm
with
going
9.
with Ben because he's right. It's 9.
Is it actually 9?
That's what
I'm
I was about to
99%
say. He went,
sure it's
9
9.
out
I
of
was like,
11? I thought he did that too.
I was going to say none. No, 9 top 10
Yeah.
finishes.
Okay. I thought, yeah.
Now, his first, let me read how I wrote these notes. First appearance was outside top 10 and most, let me see. Oh, his first appearance at Worlds was outside of top 10.
Then,
So that puts a lot in a row. What is
are
that?
you doing a
9
quiz
in
or can I
row.
jump in?
Hold
Evan,
on.
jump in.
And then most recent was outside top 10. So his first and his I know, Evan, it's killing you. I'm not a stat guy. First and last events at Worlds have been outside of the top 10. 6 times he was first or second place in that stretch.
Wow.
So we talk about Paul McBeth having how many? 10?
10 in a row.
It's not the same, but I forgot to myself 6 times he's done it in the past 11. Not nearly as good. Still impressive. Finally, I have 2 bonus MPO players because I just felt like throwing them in. They are not in the top 10, but I thought it'd be interesting. Corey Ellis. Do you have the cheat sheet on this one, Evan?
I'm 100% confident what the answer is.
Okay, he's had 4 appearances at Worlds. How many, Ben, has he finished top 10 at Worlds?
Corey
4
Ellis.
appearances. How many?
I'm gonna go 1.
Goose egg.
Okay.
0.
Goose egg. Before Evan answers, I'm going to up the ante. He's had 4 appearances. How many in the top 20?
2 in the
1.
top 20.
Evan, what do you think?
Actually, the way he
0.
said that, 0.
Yeah. It's 0 for both. Before winning the European Open, he had 0 top 20s at any majors in his career. That was his first top 20. Was his European Open.
hot
Yeah,
damn.
see, I don't even know what his best is at Worlds. I didn't even I didn't write it down. I just said he didn't even have any in the top 20 in 4 appearances. So that's another one. I'm like, man, this has to be the year. But who knows?
Who knows?
All right, and then finally, because we'd be remiss not to do this, Paul McBeth, 14 appearances. I'm just going to give it to you. We're not guessing. Top 10 finishes. First or second in those 10 finishes with 6 world titles in those 10 finishes. What's interesting, and I guess it makes sense, the first 4 appearances for him at Worlds were outside of the top 10. The first 4.
Yeah. Wasn't his first one in the 30s?
2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. And then he said, forget that.
Yeah.
That's the end. History is now
Because he
being
cut his
written.
hair, right?
No.
The
You ever
earring,
seen
I
the
don't
Final 9 that Jomez posted?
No.
He's got long hair.
Spiky.
No, it's spiked.
That's
It's
spiky,
spiked.
isn't
I
it?
lied.
I just
2012?
remember
I
seeing
spiked. Yeah.
photos of him with like the
Surfer,
Bieber
cut.
haircut
surfer.
they called.
Yeah,
I don't know
Bieber,
what
skater.
But he did it
I don't know.
before Bieber, so
Man.
I don't know what it'd be called.
Late 2000s was a better time.
I mean, the
I
best,
even had a
the
Bieber
best, and
haircut at some
everyone
point
I
in my
think can
life.
agree on this. The frosted tips. Paul McBeth was the best. Paul McBeth.
Earrings, Paul McBeth.
Yes.
Earrings,
But
Paul McBeth.
that-
Yeah.
The
Who-
bathroom mirror photo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a-
Who I was telling? Oh, it was Big Germ. It was Big Germ when we recorded the video. I was telling him, like, because he won in Japan. I was like, you're Tokyo Germ. Like that's your I guess your alter ego when you play nasty. Like there's Hoodie Mello in basketball, and we have. I was thinking we have to come up with some in disc golf where players like Earrings McBeth. That's an era or something where he was a great time where he did really well.
Dennis Rodman's green hair or Dennis Rodman's pink hair,
or Kyrie when he had the mask.
Blue
Or
hair
Jaylen
Kramer.
Brown with the
Yeah.
mask.
We already have some. Like Rick's got beard
Bucket
Rick,
hat,
bucket
yeah.
hat Rick.
Bucket hat for
Bucket
sunglasses,
hat,
sunglasses.
rain jacket
Rick.
Ricky. Dude,
Yeah,
there
rain
was
jacket
rain jacket
Ricky.
Ricky.
There's so
Has
many.
Ricky ever
He's-
worn a hat normal? Is what I want to know during a disc golf round, because it's either spiked up top up here. He doesn't even wear a hat anymore. I feel like,
Oh.
No. Oh,
unless
yeah.
it's a bucket hat.
No,
Unless it's
his
a bucket.
yeah,
Yeah.
Matt's rocking his early 2011.
that's like the
intro.
early
Yeah, it's
Ricky
with the
hat.
flat bill.
But I feel
Yeah.
like when he wears a hat now, it's pretty normal. It's just a flat bill normal.
Yeah.
That's just his
Okay,
style.
here we go.
But he's not like
There's
a Kirk
beardless
guy.
James
FPO.
Conrad.
FPO, we hope everyone's enjoying the stats presented by Statmando, read by Matt Graham. I mean, we're just trying to.
How many
Bring
FPO did you
some
do? All
content.
top 10?
Yeah, I did FPO, and I hope people are enjoying the look ahead because that's what we're looking ahead to as
Yeah.
Worlds. What's happened previously? Then we'll do our picks. So here we go. We'll move along with this one. Tatar, 5 appearances. How many top 10s?
2.
Ben,
I don't know. 4.
It cut out. What'd you say? What name?
5 appearances for Tatar.
Oh, Tatar. Top 10s, 5. I don't.
I
Okay.
think
First
top
of all,
10
I need
I
to
think-
start saying Tatar the way Scoggins does. Tatar.
Tatar.
I love,
That was
I
awesome.
love
That
it.
was fun.
Love it.
I feel like top 10 is all 5.
Yes,
Definitely not podiums, but
it is all 5 top 10 and
Jeez,
a
the
first place
disrespect.
last year.
Got 4
you go.
points.
All right, here we go.
2.
Missy Gannon,
Oh,
4 appearances. How many top 10s? 4 times she showed up.
1.
3.
Evan,
Man, I'll go in the middle too.
2 is the answer.
Let's
Evan's
go.
taking-
Thanks,
yeah.
guys.
Her best finish though was 4th place last year. Okay. Owen Scoggins.
Who
4
I think
appearances.
has a good chance of winning this year, by the way. Oh, okay, let me rephrase
Interesting,
this.
by the way.
Yeah.
Yep, interesting, by the way. 4 appearances, and I'll tell you, she started back in 2014 at Worlds. So go back to 2014. That was her first.
Jeez.
So obviously she's taken some years off, but the point is here: 4 appearances. How many top 10s for her?
I'm gonna go one.
Yeah.
This one's
Evan, you're
really
last.
interesting.
I was gonna go.
Well, I only go last when I know the answer or like feel pretty.
Yeah,
good
but I
about
think you know all of them.
I'm gonna go 2.
This is really interesting.
Is it
You
0?
ready? Did Ben give it?
2.
Okay. 4 appearances, 4 top 10s.
Oh, let's go. We're sleeping.
And what's incredible to me, she's averaged 5th place at Worlds. And that goes back to 2014. That's
Wow.
not even
Dude,
like
I
recency
did
bias.
not know
Yeah.
that.
I didn't even know she played
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
So,
ago.
she has
wild.
a
I
fourth-
never knew that.
So get this. Her best appearances were 14 and 15. And
Wild.
she placed
Really?
4th place both of those years, averaging 962 at both of those events. So
Jeez.
Worlds 14 and 15, 962 average, 4th place finish.
She's been that.
I think with seeing the competition and the skill she's bringing now, I'm like, she better be in our picks. Like, it's incredible.
You know, that's what I loved about Final 9 Worlds back in the day, because I could tell you who are the Final 4 in MPO, but FPO, I don't know if I've ever seen coverage of a Final 9 for Worlds. But 14 and 15,
All right, here we
I
go.
think they
amazing
had it. I think
coverage.
it was a coverage issue. But
Here we
yeah.
go. So we got
Yeah.
to get to our picks. Ella Hansen, 2 appearances. We know she hasn't been around long. 2 appearances. How many top 10s?
2 top 10s.
Ben,
Yeah, 2. I like Ella.
Evan.
I think it's 0. But I know that's. I'm
Just pick one.
I know podium's better than top 10s. I'm gonna stick with 0.
What does it feel like to be on the other side, Evan? You know, like just being like, is Matt trying to trick me? So here you go. 0.
Let's go. But see, I don't actually think about if you're trying to trick me or not. I just try to think what's right,
Okay.
and then I answer.
Yeah.
But it's not stat or fiction. It's a little bit more
No.
cut and dry.
Her best finish, 11th place in 2000, her first year. So,
In 2001.
all right, here we go. It was 2021. Best
Nice.
finish.
21.
11th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Katrina Allen, 11 appearances. How many top 10 finishes?
It
She
can't be
showed up to
better than
Worlds
Ricky's,
11
right?
times.
It can't be better than Ricky's. I'm going to go 7. Go ahead,
Turn,
Ben.
Ben.
9.
Evan.
I know she has 7 wins, so that's the baseline.
7 Worlds wins?
Yes. Or 7 majors. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
I was
Katrina
like,
has 7
what?
Worlds
She has
like,
7
wins?
majors.
She does
Excuse me.
not have 7 Worlds wins.
Sorry, she
I
only
was
has
like, that
2
is
majors,
false.
Worlds wins. Woo, that's like an OG
Golly,
stat or
that's
fiction
like
error right
throwing
there.
it back to Paul
Uh,
making 150K at Ledgestone.
Dude, I was like,
Yeah, exactly.
shook.
That's
Stat or
too
fiction?
funny.
Katrina Allen has 7 Worlds wins.
Wow. Fiction.
That's so funny how bad that is. It's like the whole
You said
thing
it-
about how no
you
one
s-
has more than 5 in FPO.
You said
And
it
I
with
said that
such
so
confidence
confidently.
too, and
Yeah,
that's what
you
makes
did.
it like Evan. Of all the people to say it like that, you said it perfectly.
Ben, clip
and the-
that for a reel when I ask how many Katrina has.
7.
I'm gonna clip that as a reel, post it. I'm gonna tag Disc Golf Pro Tour and be like, "This is who you would have feeding you stats."
Yes.
Oh
7.
my goodness.
All
I'll
right.
tell you,
Okay,
when the
Evan, give us the actual
camera's
answer.
on, you're gonna do it from memory. Well, now I have no clue. So
Okay.
I'm going to say 8.
She has 10 out of 11 top 10 finishes. And her 11th appearance, which was last year, was the first year outside of top 10. And it was 11th place.
Oof. That was
Wow.
Close.
That's
All right.
crazy.
Handley, Holland Handley, 2 appearances. How many for Holland has she placed in top 10? Any ideas?
So-
Ben or Nick?
Well, she's
Evan
won
must know.
7
He's not
times.
Here's the
answering.
thing with my guesses. I haven't picked 0 yet because I feel just like bad. You know what I'm saying? I know none of the players listen to this, but I just feel bad. So like,
All of
But-
them do.
but I feel like this one I can go 0, but I feel bad. But I'm going 0.
You feel bad for their performance. That's nice of you.
No, I feel bad that I'm guessing that they are not going to do well at
You're
Worlds.
guessing what the history would be based off of what you know. It's not a personal thing. Nick,
No, I know.
How many was?
2 appearances.
two
Two
appearances.
appearances. I'll go
All
0.
in Hanley.
I'll go 0.
And Evan's going to say 4. I'm sure there's 4 top 10.
Yeah.
No, she's been there
won
2
it 4
times.
times, Matt.
Yeah. Evan.
Well, now that you guys answered, I know for a fact it's at least 1. I don't know if it's 2 or 1, but I'll go with 1.
2 appearances, 1 top 10. And guys,
It was good.
You're gonna
Last
tell, it was
year-
last year. Didn't she get
Podium.
like 3rd?
podium.
Yeah.
Third
Oh, I'm
place.
so
guys.
dumb.
I knew that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
No,
was
you
bad.
didn't.
That was bad.
I got
All right.
distracted. I'm
This is,
talking with my boss about work tomorrow, so
this is another
Oh,
one
lame.
that I have like a
Dynamite.
soft pick on. Like, I'm not sure, but it's like wild horse. It'd be crazy story and stats. Sarah Hokum, 11 appearances at Worlds. Now, just to throw it out there, because I was gonna message and text her and try to figure this out. Last year, she did not have a record of FPO Worlds, and I don't remember that. She did play Master Worlds last year. I'm not counting that in, but my point is last year she did not play FPO Worlds, and this year she is. So anyway,
smart of her.
11
It's out in
appearances.
Kansas.
I don't know the exact scenario, but I kind of feel like it might
it probably had to do
be
with
closest.
open bomber shots and not
Yeah.
wanting to play
Yeah.
important.
and not
I
destroy
think
your arm.
she
Smart
she
on
talked
her
about
part.
some courses recently in the last year or two. I forget which one she was specifically talking about, or maybe it was a general.
So she did
statement.
not play FPO Worlds for the first time in her series of playing Worlds
So,
last year. But so
You said
all
11?
those details, 11,
11
appearances.
appearances.
8.
How many top 10s?
9.
9. Evan.
She's on a crazy top 10 streak right now in majors, and I want to say it's like 30 plus in all majors, not Worlds. I'm gonna say 11 out of 11 for
11 out of 11 is accurate.
What?
She has
Wow.
never missed a top 10, and she obviously has a win in there as well and a second place. We're
Jeez.
going to Smuggler's Notch for Worlds, where we know that she plays pretty well. I've
Uh-huh.
seen her do incredible performances. Like, is a top 10 in the cards for her, and even
Yeah.
maybe a podium or even a freaking win. Like, I don't know.
I actually could see, like, I think very realistically a top 5 out of Hokum this week.
All right, here we go.
So, well, here's a quick stat. She has played 10 events in Vermont. I think that's just GMC and Worlds in 2018. She has finished podium, not top 10, podium in every single one except for last year, where she had a really tough time. I think it was 22nd, and I think it was a missed cash as well with the tight field.
Really?
So that's kind of my point.
Oh, because
like
there's a
we're at
playoff
Smuggler's
event as
Notch,
well.
where I know she
Yeah.
plays well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does play very
Man,
well here.
take
and
that
plays
into
very well
account.
at majors.
Damn,
All
though.
right,
11 for
Cat
11.
Merch.
Sick. Cat Merch is 0.
Yes, she has never missed top 10. Cat Merch, 2 appearances.
0.
Ben, say 2, get it out of the way.
2.
Cat Merch, 2
Cat
appearances. 2
merge,
wins.
my girl.
He's taking it too far now. All right.
No,
Nick.
not
Yeah,
in
clearly.
that way. Like my girl I pick. That's Nico's girl.
I
We
know.
all know.
Nico wants to fight.
Ben's not here to mess with Nico. I'll tell you that.
No.
Ben just got that out real quick. He's like, it's Nico's girl. It's
I'm
Nico's
sorry, Nico.
girl.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Nick, what do you think?
0.
I think 1.
You've done your homework. You should be proud to be part of Statmando. 1 top 10. It was 8th
That's a
place.
complete guess,
last
guys.
year.
Like sometimes I'm lucky, sometimes I saw it
8th
already.
place last year.
Sometimes you're just
And then
spitting out
she's-
that Cat has won 7 world championships. Like, you are very up and down.
Oh my goodness!
2 more in the
Yeah.
top 10 here.
All right, let's go.
Can you believe that Jessica? That sounds mean, right, Ben? Can you believe Jessica Weiss is in the top 10 this year? So she is for rankings and the Pro Tour points. 8 appearances. How many top 10s? She started 2000 and wait. No, sorry, I don't have when she started. I have a year here.
I'm going to go 4.
So now you know she has at least 1 top 10.
I'm going to go 4.
Okay, 4.
Matt hated that answer,
Ben?
by the way.
3.
Why? You want to go higher or lower? You just don't
No,
like
no,
being in
no,
the
no.
middle.
I want 4.
I'll go 3.
Evan?
Yeah, I don't know how to read this. It's either a really high number or a low number. I feel like it's not 4. I'm gonna go a little higher and say 6.
Okay, 8 appearances, 4 top 10 finishes.
No.
Nick, you're hired.
Sick.
Nice job, Nick.
Sick.
The best finish for Jessica Weiss at Worlds. What do you think it is? Best finish for her at Worlds ever.
4th.
Ooh, second.
Podium, 3rd place.
Ooh, nice. Good for her though.
We
lose
lost
Ben?
intern Ben's camera.
Yeah, his
We
camera
can
went
still
out for
hear
some
you, though,
reason,
Ben.
so he's gonna fix it up.
Yeah, we can still hear you. Okay, Haley King, 4 appearances. How many top 10s?
4. She's nasty.
Nick?
3.
3. Evan?
I'm gonna say 2.
4, 3, 2. Okay. It is 3 top 10 finishes.
Say
3.
Look at you, Nick.
Yeah.
Ending strong.
Put me on
He's ending
Statmando.
strong.
Nick Carl, sponsored by
Best-
Statmando.
Best
Team
finish.
Statmando. Just kidding.
Best
You don't
finish,
want me
4th
this year.
place. 4th place, 2021 was her best finish, 4th place. And finally, because I did it for Macbeth, Paige Pierce. She's not in the top 10. We all know why at this point. I would imagine she'd be in the top 10 if she wasn't injured and still playing events. That's my guess. Pierce, out of all of these players that we've listed, nobody besides Paul Macbeth has more Worlds appearances than Paige. She has 12 appearances at Worlds. How many top 10s does Paige have?
11.
11. That's what I was going with.
I want to pick 10 now.
You say it was
Go
12,
ahead.
12 appearances.
12 appearances.
I think I'm going with all of them. It's 11. Last year was the first time she was out. I think.
Okay. Everyone answered?
Yeah.
12 appearances, 12 top 10 finishes. The most of any player currently in the
Good for
top
her.
10 of these
And we all
rankings.
doubted.
Badass.
And
You got to think there's
She
that
has-
one bad year when you don't talk about it all the time
Yeah,
for top 10s.
exactly.
You got to think like in 20. I don't know. I'm going to say year that
Even
she
year.
won Worlds. Yeah. I was going to
Even
say
year.
like,
Just
I
go an
was
even
ready
year.
to say like 2013. Yeah. go ahead.
nine first or second places finish in that stretch of 12 years. 9. So
Yeah, incredible.
incredible. Kudos and shout out. That's why I put it in as a bonus.
Evan,
so
how
we
many
gotta
world
give-
championships does she have though?
She has 17 majors, so 5 world championships.
There you go.
There you go.
Just wanted to make sure you're still with us.
Yeah.
Both her, and this is not to take anything away from who won those years, James Conrad, Katrina Allen, but both her and Paul were set up out there in Ogden, Utah. And either they had to have a miracle shot or honestly make a big mistake. And both of those happened.
Yeah,
and
both
it
of
was
those
like,
happened.
man,
Paige made
it
a
wasn't there yet.
huge mistake, and
Yep.
a miracle shot.
Did
happened
your
with
heart
Paul.
sink? My heart sank so
So,
much when Paige
okay,
threw that shot.
I'll tell you
was like,
this.
oh
I
my
was up
goodness.
on hole 7 or 8 playing my round. It's this cool downhill shot, but you're kind of on top of a hill. And
Yeah.
we saw the FPO lead card going to the hole at Worlds in Utah, and to the final hole. And so we were all like, oh, there's no one really behind us right now. Like, let's take a couple seconds and watch this shot. Because it was Katrina Allen's. And Katrina just threw this prayer of an Annie. And when it came back and landed in bounds, the crowd went nuts. And me and everyone on my card, we went freaking nuts. And then, so we're like, okay, well, we actually need to play disc golf too. We all pulled it up on our phone. And all of us literally were sitting on one of the next few tee pads watching. And we just saw Paige throw that up shot to where it went OB. And we were like, does anyone know what the hell just happened? And so anyways, yeah, it was nuts.
All right.
I'm just more bummed. I hinted at it. She won every year. She won Worlds every year on every odd year. I'm
Every
saying
odd,
this terribly.
yeah.
I'm sorry. She won every odd year from 2011 through 2019. It was set up perfectly for 2021.
Mhm.
Didn't happen. And
And
now
her
she's injured for
documentary.
2023.
That's tough.
Yeah.
It was sad to see, but like I say I root for the stats. That's a stat I rooted for. Like even odd years all the way up, and like it would be such a huge story going into this year if she wasn't injured and won 2021. So now it's
Yeah.
kind of off the rails, but wild.
Okay.
Really quick though, before we get, do you have any more of them, Matt?
No. I was going to get into our closing thoughts on picks.
That's exactly. So really quick before we do that, and just it was an awesome, incredible weekend that I just had. I went down to West Virginia playing A tier. My play this year has been very lackluster, but I've still been enjoying playing tournaments, especially with all the friends that I've made down in Virginia. But we got to travel up to a little place, kind of heaven on earth down in West Virginia. Tournament that is owned by Spencer and Gabby, incredible hosts. They own acres on acres on acres of this incredible land, and he maintains it so beautiful. It's called Paw Paw. So if you're ever going down to West Virginia and you want to find two incredible courses to play, the Woodshed and the Whipping Post. We didn't get to talk about the ratings tonight, which is fine, but if we ever bring it back, I do want to talk about the ratings, because Matt Hammerston, the round 3, put up an incredible round, and I think it ended up being rated like 1060, and it's wild because it was better than a 1060 rated round. Anyways,
this is my point. Give it a grade.
Yeah.
Say it's an A, and everyone can have the A+.
We'll talk about it some other time, but I did want to shout out Tony Ellis and all the crew that helped out there. It's such an immaculate, incredibly ran tournament. And to be honest, it was an A tier, and it was only 2 days. It was 2 rounds on Saturday and then 1 round on Sunday, and all of it was shotgun start, and it was so freaking fun. Anyways, so if you're ever in West Virginia, go check out Paw Paw. It's insane. It rivals the way you pull into Smuggler's Notch, where Brewster Ridge is on your right and Fox Run's on your left. It's the same exact thing up there. You pull into this property, the Woodshed's on your left, the Whipping Post is on your right. The Whipping Post, dude. Yeah, it's sick. And every hole, every hole has a name. So there's, a hole called the Gauntlet. There's a hole called Mosier's Ave. So when we're talking about like, oh, hey, would you take on Mosier's Ave? Everyone just knows that it's hole 15 on the Woodshed. You just, you know it. And anyways, it's really, really cool if you're ever out that
Hill
way.
has the castle hole.
Yeah. But these are like on the tee signed and everything. But anyways, World's picks. This is going to be so quick for me. Paul McBeth, Kristen Tatar. But I do think if Kristen plays like she did the last round at European Championships, I honestly think Owen is going to get second place this year. And if for some very, very rare reason that Kristen does not put together 5 full rounds at Worlds, I think Owen wins it. But Kristen Tatar and Paul McBeth.
Are we gonna pop lock drop?
Yeah, we have to pop lock and drop.
Drop?
Yeah, we'll do it after. Do your legitimate picks, and then we'll do pop lock drop.
Is there any way to like do like an asterisk of like picking Tatar, because I'm sure she wouldn't come out if she was injured. She wouldn't come out if she was injured.
And I don't. You got to stick with it.
Yeah,
I think. But I will say, just like Paul's doing it, I'm not saying they're both 100%. I feel like they're both in it and they're going to play through it. And unless somehow, some way they find themselves in like 70th or 80th spot after round 3 or 4, they might drop because something was bothering them. But like if they're in contention and they're hurt, they're going to keep going. So it seems so recency bias, Nick, but I agree with Scoggins. I feel like Tatar's, I got to make a pick. Tatar.
Yeah, make a pick.
Hokum, Haley, Scoggins, Gannon. All those other FPO players are going to be in at contention, but Tatar is my pick. I feel like I've not picked her enough, and I feel like I have to give her that credit. That's FPO.
There you go.
Did you do MPO?
Oh, did you do MPO?
Yeah, I did MPO as well.
Yeah,
Mine's
did
quick.
both.
Yeah.
Calvin Heimberg.
Nice. Big time pick, Matt. This is the year.
This is his year.
Matt's been picking Calvin decent amount this year too.
Yeah, yes.
He proved him.
Yeah, I'm hoping that somehow the fire's burning this year, like at Worlds, because I feel like it's kind of been like he's been playing incredible, but like he needs that fire. I need to see him like amped like he's been at these last few events when he aces and you just see the excitement explode.
Or throws it in twice there for Eagles.
Shout outs to, I'm not giving second, third, fourth type deal, but here's shout outs for contention, obviously. Robinsons, I'll just say it that way. Dickerson, Proctor, and Radalin.
Yeah. I really like Radalin as a podium.
Yeah.
All right.
Even though his best major finish is 38th, I agree.
That's
which
fine.
like kind of leads me into like 20-second little thought here is like leading up to this major really feels like kind of all the headlines are kind of yin and yang, like kind of there's a good and a bad side to everything. I'll say my MPO pick. It's gonna be Ricky Wysocki. He dominates Vermont, a GMC.
He won.
He's played super well here. He's won it last year. He's won numerous years. I think 5 out of 10 years, but that includes pre-Pro Tour.
So
era.
how many Pro Tour events have been where he's won it? How many Elite Series events has he won?
I'll have to look it up.
I want to say it's only 1 or 2.
I know it's 5 total, but yeah, a lot of that's pre. But he's played incredibly well here. Otherwise, obviously winning last year. But then you go to the major topic where he hasn't won since 2017 Worlds. He's an incredible streak of playing super great at majors. Super great being, finishing top 10, top 15, but not getting the win. But then you go to other people. I mean, you mentioned Calvin Heimberg. He's having the best year this year, but he struggled at majors. He struggled in Vermont. I mean, you go to Paul McBeth, who dominates Worlds, but who knows what he's going to this year with the injury. I mean, Cole Redollin's one of the fire players, but he hasn't finished in the top 30 at a majors ever.
Simon Lizotte
has the most wins in the last 30 events for elite and majors, but majors, major specifically, he hasn't really had success as of late. There's so many just like interesting things where the field's so big. And there's just so many reasons why you could pick someone or could pick against someone, at least a lot more in MPO. So I'll go Ricky Wysocki, and then kind of the obvious is Kristen Tatar. I'll have some more fun stuff with the Pop Law Truck.
Funny enough, when you were on your 20-second rant.
Yeah, you guys interrupted me. So
funny enough, right afterwards, I was like, so are you going to pick someone or not? And then I was like, oh, yeah, you picked Ricky.
Okay, yeah, nice.
All right, here's my picks. I'm going to go with Missy Gannon, for FPO.
Let's go.
Missy Gannon.
Yes.
Dang.
Big money, Missy.
Yeah.
Big money. I just haven't picked Kristen Tatar. She's great. I just love it. Underdog story. That's just who I am. Or majority of people. You guys are just smart and pick Kristen. And then for MPO, yeah, literally same exact thinking as Evan. I'm going Ricky Wysocki. I watched his full practice round he just posted. He's very analytical about it, but not even that. He won last year, and yeah, he's just done super well at this tournament. I think, if he's on, he's gonna win Worlds.
Yeah. Can we get the rights to the Ricky Wysocki song? Like can we I don't know.
I don't know
like
if it's
how that goes down.
Be. I don't think it's copyrighted.
Just like
where is
YouTube,
it even?
know if you get the rights.
I can't find it.
The song?
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
I'll have to find the artist. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. It's something you wouldn't expect, but they have some disc golf songs, and the Ricky Wysocki one is fantastic. Should we move into pop, lock, and drop?
We should move into pop, lock, and drop. Is this our first week of
pop?
Is this our first week of actually trying to do pop, lock, and drop?
Kind of, I think so.
Okay, well let's talk about it. Who's popping off? Who are we locking in as just like a solid pick that you kind of expect to be solid, and then who's gonna suck this week?
Well, I thought the solid was our winners. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it kind of is the winners.
Okay, so what's a lock?
The
lock is the winners.
The lock's the winners. The pops.
Oh,
the pop.
I get what you guys are
saying.
saying.
And drops the opposite of pop.
Okay, all right. Popping off this week, Ezra Robinson.
Oh, I like it.
I gotta go FEO too. I guess.
Go ahead.
Oh God.
I'm doing. Oh yeah.
Alexis Mandujano. And I hope I said that right, because every single time I mispronounce her name, Hannah always texts me and she goes, "Oh my gosh, can you just pronounce it right?" And so, anyways, I hope I did, Hannah, if you're listening. But yeah, those are my picks for popping off.
I'm gonna go. Go ahead, Matt.
No, you go.
Okay. I'm gonna go for my pop. I'm gonna go. What's his name? I literally just had it. Oh, what's his name? All right, I'll go FE. I'm gonna go Macy Veladiaz for my pop, and for my pop. Oh yeah, Tristan Tanner is my pop. He finished third last year, right?
Yeah,
for Worlds
on a wide open golf course.
Yeah,
hey, way different.
Listen, Pop.
Hey, you know what? No judgment.
He hasn't been playing, I don't think, that well. That's what Pop is. If he finishes 30th, I could get a lot of points.
Yeah. His average is 50th. Last year at GMC, he finished 85th. But yes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
No.
I believe.
Matt, did you go?
No, I'm struggling here. Holly Finley is gonna be my pop.
Okay.
I picked her already this year, and she did well for me.
Yeah.
I feel like if she can play just consistent and stay in bounds on Fox Run, and I think she'll do fine at Brewster, and I think she'll place fairly well here. Did we do drops yet?
Not drops. Who are you picking MPO
pop? It's a good question. Let me
Evan,
see.
do you have yours?
Yeah, I got mine ready if you want a second, Matt.
Yeah, I want a second.
All right. FPO, I'll go first. I'm going Evelina Salonen. Her average finish is a little bit weak for her just because she's just had a few not great finishes.
Pretty safe one. I like that.
But she does overall good at Worlds. Has finished top 5 both years she's played Worlds. We didn't do that one in the, but she's 100%, 2 appearances, 2 top 10s, 2 top 5s. Of course, plenty of different courses. But I just like her here. I think she's had that time away from the US tour. Let's see it happen. And again, average finishes, I think, well below her actual average, that I like it as a pop-off pick. MPO, I'm going Mr. Jason/Jake Hebenheimer. Had a great finish 2 weeks ago at D-Glow.
Yep.
He did great at Worlds last year, I believe, too. But man, I picked him as my most improved player last year. It was a little bit of an under the radar pick, but he's been having a little bit of a drop this season. So I think his average is low enough that
he switched his
I see a good finish here.
Funny enough, too, I feel like I've heard his name way more this year than I did last year. So I think most improved player is a great thing for him.
Yeah, not this year though. I don't think he's most improved.
But I'm saying, like,
last year, I thought his stats really, like, he was. I'm going to say in 2021 he was bad, but he was touring a lot. In 2022 he made the tour championship as a play-in, so that was the reason for my pick. This year he took a step back.
Matt, did you pick
I have my pop for MPO.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, Adam Hammes.
All right, let's go.
I dig it.
I feel like this is it, man. Like, his average is not great this year, but I think he's going to play well here.
It feels like he will get a major at some point in his career, right? Like, a lot of players who could, but I feel like he's one that
he's sneaky.
Definitely could. Sneaky, yeah.
So I think he's going to pop off here. And then for FPO drop, or is that what we're calling it?
Pop. Yeah, drop.
I hate to do it. Katrina.
I knew you were going to say Katrina Allen. I knew you were going to say it.
I think we're all
this is going to that whole
7 world championships.
I'm not betting. How do I put it? I'm not betting against her, but if someone asked me to bet my own money, I'd say, man, I just feel like this is a year where, just like last year, she's working through stuff. She's being public about it herself. I'm basing it off of that, what I've been seeing recently. I'm not betting against her as a player going forward, and I wish the best, but that's my drop. Man, that hurts.
Yeah, you're
and
wild.
Then MPO drop. This is also Kevin Jones, by the way, didn't come up. He's gonna play well. He always plays well here. Nico Locastro.
Okay.
I guess that's who I'll go with as a drop.
Yeah, we're making enemies here.
Yeah.
He's gonna average. He actually does really well. I want to shift that. I'm gonna shift it. I'm sorry. Are you writing this down? Anybody? Garrett Gerthy.
We do need to write this down. Actually,
I'm gonna watch back and write it down.
Garrett Gerthy needs a drop.
We do need to do a team effort on this and
Garrett
need to write it down.
I love the guy too. This is not who we like. This is how we're thinking. They should not listen to the show pre-Worlds unless they want inspiration.
I know my drop.
This is the chip on the shoulder every player dreams of. Like, I might pick Paul Macbeth as my drop, and he's gonna fuel off that.
So they can thank us. If they want to be picked here, I guess.
My drop. I'm going Katrina Allen too. I feel like her finishes are good enough, and she has had some bad finishes where it's like she could, mess up. I'm just playing pure. I get a lie from stats, as Evan would say.
Whoa, use that voice more often. That's a nice radio.
I get a lie from stats. Stats make me. I'm a stat. I don't know what. I get a lie from stats. Quote it.
All right, we're getting close to wrapping this up. Where are we at? Who's left?
Wait, I gotta go MPO drop. My MPO drop is going to be Adam Hammes.
Oh, you got one person popping off at that. You got one person dropping.
So I already thought about this before. I'm going Adam Hammes, just because he could slip up, and he's been playing well. He has Elite Series win, but he's also slipped up a few times, and he could do it. Just doing it for the stats.
All right, I'm dropping cat merch. Dropping cat merch. I'm also dropping James Proctor.
Ooh,
that's actually a good pick
because he's my guy this year. I've been thoroughly enjoying watching him play, and I think he is one of the most improved players out on the tour this year. But for some odd reason, I saw his name and I was like, that's the one. He's it.
Yep, that's a great pick. I agree.
We're not mean enough. I think if we ever want to become like legitimate sports people in this sport.
Disc golf's too
This is all
small.
of,
We need
this
to
is
be-
all of disc golf.
We need to be
clear.
mean.
Disc golf too small. You
Yeah.
can't be Stephen
Just
A.
gonna-
Smith and not talk to the pros. You're like you're
Well,
if
yeah,
you're
we're
gonna go
definitely
to a
talk
course.
To we're
You're
gonna talk
say,
to the
I
pros,
hate
but at the
this
same
person,
time,
and you're gonna go to a
Yeah.
course, and you're gonna be like, hi.
because the funny thing is too is that some players do feed off of it. Like if you were to say, if Evan's like, dude, Paul's washed, he ain't getting top 2 this year, then Paul's
would
one of those people who looks
truly
at it
feed
and be
off
like, and he's also one of those people that would be like, hey Evan, did you see what I did this year? Like if you won Worlds or something, like he likes to like show that off too. But then there are some people who
would
be like,
more.
damn dude, you kind of hurt my feelings saying that. And so that's where I'm at. It's just like I don't want to make
we'll
anyone
never do
sad.
an interview with you ever.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
know. We need to like
yeah.
pre-record this and not release it, and then like we can just have it internal.
Yeah.
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 Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, we can
Yeah.
always drop this part of Pop Lockjaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
we'll
got-
do
yeah.
that.
Anyways,
But I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to go to the jugular at Nick and Ben. All the love to the players, of course, but they got picked in pop picks, so they got a little bit of both sides. I'm going to go. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on Ben. Who was your MPO pick?
Mason Ford.
No, you did Tristan Tanner.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Wait. Which one's your actual pick? Did you
Tristan
do
Tanner.
Lewis? Yeah, that was the real pick. Okay, that's my drop pick for MPO. Woods and like tight OB. I guess he does good at Vegas, but I don't know. I'm just trying to wing it here. I just not feeling it for him. Wish him all the best, of course. And then Nick, I'm gonna go Alexis Mandujano, and I'm going purely off of last year's finish. She
she's
finished
dropping.
outside the
Yeah.
top 30, so she's having a pretty solid last couple of weeks. But I'm just going off of historical, so
All right.
tough luck.
Well, we ran a little longer. We gave you a lot of
It's a Worlds
look ahead
episode.
to
Yeah.
players that have competed in Worlds. We looked at the top 10 players of both MPO and FPO for this year, and we looked at their previous history with Worlds. We just gave you our kind of look ahead at it. I think to the point that Nate Perkins made earlier, I kind of asked him about is there anybody that's a favored? It's all slight, maybe slight, but it could be anybody's game, as
In
we've seen
MPO.
all year. What was that?
Maybe you're saying FPO. I'm saying MPO. I mean, maybe you're saying FPO too. I think we made it
Not
kind
as
of clear.
much.
Tatar's
Not
the
as
heavy
much.
favorite,
Yeah.
but there's like after Tatar, it's kind of who would be the next favorite. It's completely up in the air, and they can still have a good shot too. So I don't want to take that away.
Absolutely. So excited to check it all out. I don't know everyone that's going up there, but Ben and I and Evan will be up there. Nick, are you going up
Yep.
any of the days?
I'll be up Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
So on
Sweet.
Saturday, intern Ben, myself, Nick, and Evan will be there on Saturday. Come and say hi.
Ooh.
get a
And
group
Sunday, I'll
photo,
be there
wherever
both
you want.
days. Oh yeah, you won't
Yeah,
be
but
there.
not the whole. I'm not saying
Yeah.
everybody will.
Yeah.
We'll be there on Saturday all at the same time.
Nice.
Meet
I'll be
us
up on
at-
Wednesday too.
Meet us
but
at the
I'll be
pro
the only one
shop
from the show.
at 4:00 on
Evan,
Saturday.
are you just randomly driving up for the fun of it on Wednesday, Evan?
Yeah, you want to come?
If I don't have work, I will.
All right. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah. I'll let you know
All right.
tomorrow. I'll know if I have work or not Wednesday.
Sweet.
Cue
Very
up the music,
cool.
Ben.
Yeah, I don't know. Does he know
Not
the
that
outro
one.
music?
No, it's not going to stop.
Does it stop?
What?
My God.
Okay,
Why
look.
did it not
Do-
work before? That
Do
was
the outro
insane.
music.
Yeah.
You
Folks,
Hey.
thank
probably
you so
hit it
much. We've
twice
got the
back to
World
back.
Championships in frickin' Vermont this week. The feature cards are
Wednesday.
sick. It is Wednesday. The press conferences are going on
Wednesday, my
tomorrow.
dudes.
Check it out. If you are not subscribed to DGN, go do it right now because this is the best week of the year in disc golf at the best courses in the world. I cannot friggin' wait for it. Anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate you joining in. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to check out Cosmic DG, Discology, all these different brands that have helped the Nick and Matt show become what it is today. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out to all you guys. Tell someone you love them this week. We'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, remember, guys, stay tuned for the USDGC VIP tickets coming up soon. We're giving away. And as Nick said, thanks to all the people who helped the show be what it is. Intern Ben, you're awesome. Thanks for holding it down. Have fun producing this one. I'm in Columbus,
yeah.
Ohio.
I
Nick,
can't wait
you're
to leave your house
awesome.
at 12 a.m.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks for what you do. Evan, you're awesome. Peace out, everybody.
Peace. See you.
The Nick and Matt Show, a disc golf podcast designed for you, the disc golfer. Find the Nick and Matt Show on your favorite podcast platforms or join the conversation live on YouTube.